Am I to assume that we have to kill everything coming out of the room chasing Pompo at this point?
I don't know if you see it or not. You're
know
like
nothing
finding
of
apples,
that.
right?
Yeah.
You are finding
You
apples.
were just picking apples in the kitchen, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like
not a very
Cheetos,
smash
like
your type, and I like to come in. But at this point, I'm
Still
also
found
picking
no
all the damn
cookies.
apples.
yeah. Oh yeah, still like didn't find any cookie.
We didn't
That's
find
sad.
any cookies. We found the stuff to make them.
That's
though.
like
We
the
found
most
flour,
tragic
sugar,
thing.
and the rest of that.
All right, let's get the show on the road then. Kithrix, you're up.
All right, so Kithrix already knows that there's cultists or people coming from the south. So, like I said, he's assuming that they have hostile intent. So he's going to take. Let me move over here real quick. He's going to move over 5. I think that was 5 feet. And he is from his position. He should see at least most of these. So he's going to say. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's just you hear, and he's gonna cast. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's gonna cast slow on the first 6 people that he sees. So that is a wisdom save of 15.
Okay, on the right side.
Yeah. So the first 6 people that he sees, I think it's 6, right? Yeah. After all, up to 6 creatures of your choice. Yeah, what I say? Wisdom save of 15.
Okay. All right. Let me get to that.
And so whoever passes, nothing happens to them. But whoever fails, the affected target speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to their AC, and their dexterity saving throw -2 to their AC and to their dexterity saving throw, and it can use and it can't use its reaction on its turn. It can either make an action or a bonus action, but not both. So no opportunities to attack, and it can only action or bonus action.
Okay. What's the save?
15.
15. All right. Let me make sure I got this to everybody this time, which I don't. All right, wisdom 6 times. I wonder if I can do multiples at once. What?
I mean,
I think you can just like.
It doesn't let me change it.
Yeah, I'm clicking a bunch, it just rolls.
Yeah, you could roll 60 20s and whatever their wisdom save is. All
right.
It even says cultist right there.
Well, I had to.
We don't know that.
No metagame.
I had to put it for the encounter builder. If I want the stats, I got to put the right stats.
Wait, they all have their own like stats and everything.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everything has stats. Doors has stats. You know, it's got a DC.
I didn't
or
know
AC
like
too.
occupation. Like, oh, I'm a cultist now. I do cult things.
Yeah, it's a cult favorite. They're starting to find their own culture called cult. Never mind, I forgot it. It's a joke I can't remember the joke. Ignore it.
Okay, so one dude passed.
Person definitely passed.
All right, one made it.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so the 5 who failed, they get a -2 to their AC and their Dex saving throw. They can't use a reaction, and they can only have an action or a bonus action, but not both.
And the spell was called slow.
Slow.
Okay.
If the creature attempts, if they cast spell, there's more like it's going to take them 2 turns. So if the creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20 on 11 or higher. The spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and the creature must spend its action to complete that spell. And a creature affected by the spell makes another wisdom save at the end of each of their turns. On a success, it fades away. So, And Kithrix is not stupid, so he's gonna move kind of out of the way, and that'll be his turn.
So at the start of their next turn, they can do a save again, or at the end of their next
At
turn?
the end of their turn, they can make another Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
If
Alright.
they pass 15 Wisdom or higher, then it fades. Otherwise, it stays to their next turn.
Gotcha. All right, cool. All right. Theo, you're up.
Whew, okay. So I'm going to take my cue from Kithrix and assume that he probably knows better, since I feel like maybe if he just called me in, that these people are hostile. But do they have any like weapon? Do I see if they have any weapons on them at all or anything?
If they do, you can't see them at the moment.
Okay.
They're not presenting any weapons.
Gotcha. All right. But Theo loves violence, and she feels like she could pretty much solve anything with that. So, on that note, I will cast Necrotic Shroud. And it's once per long rest. As an action, you can transform, causing all within 10 feet to make a charisma saving throw, which is a DC 11. So I'm pretty much, let me just make sure this is within 10 feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, after you move within 10 feet of them, right?
Yes. So I will move closer. Let me move first.
We're just a group of
Yeah.
like sociopath right now.
Yeah,
It's like violence. Yes.
Garbage bag shirt and your
So yeah, I'm gonna go right up here and try to bottleneck them, because I feel like Theo's pretty beefy too. So causing all within 10 feet to make a charisma saving throw of 11, DC 11, or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. This lasts for a minute or until you end it. As a bonus action, once on your turn, you can have one attack or spell deal 5 points of extra necrotic damage to one target. So
is that a concentration, or is it just
it's-
ability?
it is a under my features and traits, because I'm a fallen Asimar.
Okay.
So, and then I could only do it once per long rest,
Cool.
like once a day or whatever. So
That's awesome.
How did you become a fallen Azamar?
it was a choice,
Somebody was clumsy.
and I picked it.
Right, she's
All right, so put up your 10-foot bubble if you could with your
Yeah.
sphere,
Boobly.
and the save is which ability?
Charisma, I think.
Charisma.
It
Okay.
was it was a DC 11 for a charisma saving
So
throw.
once I see how many are affected, I'll roll it.
Sorry, I have trouble with the touchpad. It's a real pain in my teeth.
Just undo it and redo it.
Yeah, and Owlbear's not the greatest for area of effects things. It
Yeah.
works, but
Let me
Does
see.
it emanate from you, or it's from a point that you pick?
It says causing all within 10 feet. So I'm guessing 10 feet of me.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it's
the
outward of me.
Yeah,
it's a
so look-
10
looking-
Around.
10-foot radius, so that's a 20-foot diameter. So
Yeah, so looking at it's everybody from pretty much what Kithrix just did. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with that. And they are going to be rolling with advantage because of their dark devotion. They have advantage on being charmed or frightened. Okay.
Sure.
So then we are killing them and making this place our base.
So, am I within that circle, or would I have been just out of that?
I think you I think you are within it, because this is just 10 feet.
Okay.
So if it's Oh no, it's the. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a 10-foot radius. 15. Nope, that was 20. It's about 20.
According to Albert, I'm just at 10 feet from you.
Gotcha.
So,
Then that's up to the DM.
yeah.
Use a bonus action.
Can you like scoot a bit? Like use your
Like whoop.
Yeah, do you want me to make a and that what's that? They turn, right?
Yeah, it's a charisma
Oh,
save.
Frighten.
Yeah, DC 11 or be
How does
frightened.
that work? Like frightened of your like your own party. That would
I
be
know.
interesting though. It's like, oh, Theo.
Yeah.
No.
That's one downside about area of effect spells. They can affect friendly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, just give me 1 second to get back to that.
Do you want me to
It'll
roll
probably
for
be
that
like-
or?
Let me finish my rolls here real quick.
Sorry.
It'll probably be like, oh, I didn't know Steel had that in her. Oh my goodness.
It's fine.
I feel like the mental image of like stinky snake man being afraid of like fallen
know.
angel is like a good one.
I mean, technically, you don't know he is a snake. He's always been cloaked
yeah,
since you've seen
but,
him.
like, yeah.
I
Just
mean,
a stinky man being afraid of like a fallen angel. Just like, yeah, sure.
I mean, he's definitely shown signs, but no one has investigated at
Nobody
all.
has
so-
seen it yet, except like the one unicorn.
Mhm.
That's true. We did kind of just let this guy in and like not really
Yeah.
bet him very.
Yeah, I just like saw a hooded man and go like, skip. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well,
forgot.
nice.
Cool.
You forgot the person who got to pet the unicorn.
Very upset about that. How do I remove a gift that I was lied to about?
I was very confused about that. I was
I
like,
mean-
why?
Because she said, because they said like, oh, I didn't know you had that in you, and it was
Right.
Ned Flanders putting it.
So-
But then at the end, the preview didn't show the old clothes for the poor.
I think if you hold on it, there's a remove.
Eat
So-
that from the cannon.
But yeah, it works. Oh,
I'm
wait.
frightened one
Ooh.
of them.
That's good enough for
Oh.
me. One is better than none.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna remove this too because it is done. The spell's done. And I'm gonna save my bonus action and all that stuff. Oh, but I have another attack. What do I want to do? Yeah, I have 2 attacks, but I don't.
Just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It's
Can
fine.
can I hold my second attack? Is that allowed? Is that a thing?
Sure. If you have another attack, why not?
All right, I'll
Well, 2
just
attacks. That's
second-
awesome.
Unless it's a bonus attack.
No, it would just be a regular attack. I just get 2 attacks, so I guess I'll just hold my my longsword attack in case they get a little too rowdy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put your held action on your token, please.
Cool.
And did you want me to roll for that save as well?
Let me see where you're at.
I think I'm just at 10 feet,
Yeah.
according to the ruler on here.
No.
Okay.
No. You didn't break her donut.
You keep laughing about that, but it's a good way to explain it to new people.
No, I love that
Yeah.
the explanation. It's
I know.
perfect.
I know. That's why I said it. It's awesome. All right, so let me get back here. All right, so it's going to be Lynx's turn. And Val, did you move a little bit or were you right next to her?
I would have had to have been within touch to
Okay.
inflict wounds. So I don't believe I moved away from her after I did it. So I think I just grabbed her and
Okay.
cast it. So I
Oh,
would be
think
very
I
close.
actually moved one of the tokens. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, because I think you were right there.
No worries.
All right. So she's gonna look. Lynx is gonna look at Val and look at Oscar and then look back at Val, and she is going to hold her actions.
She's
She's
already-
going to hold her short swords. And Val, you're gonna notice that first hit from Oscar with that warhammer, the wound's gonna start to regenerate and heal itself.
Ooh.
He's
And
badass.
Yes,
Oh no.
I see you.
she is going to look at you and say, I believe our meeting got off to a wrong start with some minor trespassing and some screams and hollers and a reaction on my part, which I apologize. Would you like to reconsider our meeting in the Great Hall before someone gets hurt?
Someone's already been hurt.
Mm,
Not in the
Just
room. You
wow.
don't know this.
And
No, this is a above game. Someone's already been hurt.
she is going to hold her action, and it's going to go to the servant's turn. And the first one frightened, so she's gonna move away. Are you gonna attack the one that just moved away? The,
I'll allow. No, I won't attack them. I want to see what they're gonna do first, and
Okay.
then and see if they are hostile or because we have no idea. We just got an invite here, so like
Might be a tea party.
might be a tea party.
Might
Exactly.
be a tea party.
Oh, Keith.
Yeah, the Boston Tea Party. We throw their overpriced crap into the harbor.
so they all go on the same turn, so they're all gonna bunch up on the openings, entrances,
Okay.
and not come out.
Okay.
And at this very time, there's going to be a loud knock at the front door.
Who could it be now?
DM, quick question.
I
As a
don't know how
deaf
to add a
person
token.
who stand in front of the door, would I know that?
No,
You can feel the vibration.
Just like,
It's very loud.
yeah.
Hey,
would
Brett,
kill
those 5 cultists or people would also remake their wisdom save too.
Oh god, would I?
Yeah. Thanks. I will do that right now. And y'all won't see that token, but I'm gonna put it there anyway. So don't cheat and look.
Okay, so I'll stay out of owlbear then.
So I don't know, like, there's a knock yet.
Well, actually, Killian, you wouldn't even frickin' know because you can't
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah. Just
All right.
like stand.
So disregard what I just said, unless you're staring at the back door or the front door.
No, I don't
gonna
think
be
like
that
even
apprentice
if
all
I
over
stand at
again.
the back door, I don't think I would, hear that unless I'm up against it,
Okay,
which I'm not.
you're not. All right, so the door knocks, then pretty much, I don't know, maybe Kithrix, give me your perception check. See if you might have heard the loud knock.
Perception. 19.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have heard it. You would have heard it. Now, I don't know if you would want to relay anything to Killian, maybe a hand gesture.
I know it's not my turn, but
Right. I mean, just as a quick free action.
yeah. So would Killian see me?
Well, it depends. Killian, when you hauled ass and went towards the front, did you close the door?
I don't think I would have time enough to do that. So I don't think no,
Okay.
because I just go there to hide and like wait till somebody walks out. So
Okay.
I could shoot people near my friend.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So
just
in
like
that-
staring down this hooded man.
yeah. So
Okay.
Didn't say anything yet.
Kithrix was kind of like point like behind, like he wouldn't mouth it. He would just point to the door because, like I said, he's still not trying to reveal himself. So he would just
Right.
point his gloved hand to the door, and whether Killian understands that's the door or he's pointing at her or them or not, I don't know if they
Right.
would know or not. So
Okay. So
Like every horror movie ever, it's like turn around.
It's right behind you.
So yeah, there's that loud knock at the door, and we'll see what happens with that. Q, 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 Q. Check one, check one.
Oh. I have really go. I guess after waiting, Tolkien opens the door slowly.
All right, so you're opening the door,
Yeah.
and you kind of see a cloaked masked figure 15 feet in front of you, kind of looking with their back turned to you, looking into that great hall, but they don't know you're there.
Killian's still disguised as Piper now, right?
Yeah, but I wear a mask right now. So it's just a Piper who's up wearing a mask. It's really weird for some reason for you all to like look at.
Okay. All right, so you see this cloaked figure with two horns coming out of the head and a mask.
Oh.
No, I don't think
It
like
is a greater
they saw
demon
a
being
mask
summoned forth to do
because
battle
like
with us.
I'm turning their back.
So, Tyler, let me ask you this: Are you going in? Or are you just gonna what are you gonna do?
What did I just do? Okay, stop that. I am going to enter the room for the entrance hall.
Okay.
Yeah, not really much. What do I keep doing? Keep doing weird.
You okay?
I'm just trying to figure out how this works. I've never done this before.
No problem. I'll move your
Do
token.
you want me to move your token? Okay.
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 So you just tell me verbally what you would like to do in this situation, because I don't know what you're thinking as far as you see a door open, you see a figure in front of you, and they're watching inside the Great Hall.
I guess I try to get the hooded figure's attention.
Okay. Would you do that by talking?
At first, because I guess Tolkien wouldn't be aware that the deafness.
Right. So you're gonna try to talk, and there is no response.
Okay.
So you still have an action and a movement if you want to choose to do that, or you can hold an action and your movement if you're not sure of the situation.
Guess right now I'm not really sure of the situation, so I'm just gonna hold my action,
Okay.
stay where I'm at.
Okay. What do you think your action might be in this situation? If something happens, like
Not really sure.
that's all right. Like a defensive action, like a.
But right now he's just. It doesn't seem hostile, so.
Okay. Fair enough.
His weapon stays sheathed.
Okay. All right. Top of the order. We are going to Shino.
So would I have heard the door open?
Give me your perception check too. And
Not
did
if
you?
I open it slowly. I don't know.
Or the knock, maybe.
Yeah, probably not the door, just the knock.
Yeah. See if you heard the knock too. Wolfrix, did your token move?
Because I was right behind Keelan and they got moved off, so I put them back where they were when we last were on. He was he was right behind Shino when we left off.
Okay.
That or slightly to the front of her. Couldn't recall which exactly.
Actually, your last I had you was in the middle of the room,
Okay, I'll do that then.
which would have been somewhere around there.
All right.
So yeah, both you and Shino, see if y'all would have heard that original knock.
That's a
I
perception,
got
right?
18.
Yeah, perception. So Shino, you would have heard that knock as well.
Modified 26. I definitely heard that.
Okay. So yeah, you heard the knock, and I'm assuming that both of y'all seen Kithrix point to the door, and y'all might have a visual. You should have a visual on Killian hiding, because that door is open. Let me just put.
Yeah, he just says in a lower voice, not whispering but lower. It's like, "I'll get the door. If it's unfriendly, kill it."
So we'll just
Then I
say-
go to open the door.
The door is open right now, but I don't think.
The door is open.
They're not like French doors. They kind of open.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the opposite of French doors. Useless.
No.
They're freedom doors.
I can't.
So the handles, actually, the way they look. Let me put that one back. 1 second. So looking at the handles, it should be right here then, right? It would swing in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, minor details, but you know.
Hey,
Yeah.
like I said, if I'm wrong,
You know that it could be crucial.
if I'm wrong, call me out on it. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I'd rather do it right than get halfway into it and said, Brett, you should have did this. Just tell me what I'm wrong. You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
Your design, that's all.
And I just removed that. All right. So, anything else from Wolfert?
Oh wait, no, he starts towards the door to open it. He just like, Shino, I think someone else is coming in too. He goes to go get the door. My movement speed is 40 feet, so how far would that get me towards that door?
Well, I think the door was open. I think they said
Door-
the door was open.
Yeah, the door is open.
Or did you mean like the front door?
Yeah, the front
Not
door.
the door leading.
Gotcha,
Ah.
gotcha.
Did Sheena finish her turn, or did she just perceive if she heard the door?
Yeah. Did you have anything else, Shino? Because you just perceived it. Yeah.
Oh, I think I want to shoot out another light with my slingshot.
How are you gonna explain that to this person?
Just like if like wow to suddenly go like, okay, let's be diplomatic, and they walk into the Great Hall and like there's like broken lights.
Yeah, I see your
everywhere.
character having a tattoo on their forearm saying "bad to the bone" in big print.
I'm
just
grumpy.
go
I
like-
didn't find cookies, man.
Yeah, Link just go.
Well, you're
like,
breaking the
"Leave my
expensive light
house."
fixtures and I get in a home that you're a guest in.
Well, they should have had
Oh,
cookies.
definitely, Killian's gonna pin you on that one.
Wolfert
Like,
says,
"Oh,
"Look,
I didn't trespass."
Wolfert says, you know, if they demand it, you have to pay to replace those."
So,
Oh.
Wait,
Uh,
let Chino go.
so
Alright.
yeah. So, as DM, I'll say, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Yes, I'm sure I want to do that. I'm going to shoot out another light. They didn't have any cookies.
All right. So right here,
Wolfert would say, "I wash my hands of this."
give me your your attack with your slingshot.
What is the
Shit,
light?
how do I do that?
We should probably like mark like every light like broke just for fun.
Put it on our tab.
Already owes them a
Yeah,
thousand
like
gold.
just like one
And
room
here's
is
the thing:
completely
each
dark.
of those things you're destroying is worth 200 gold, and you have to pay it all, or work it off.
Hey, I have
I mean-
250 gold at the moment.
So you can't afford
Oh,
to break another
true.
light fixture.
Let
Literally, can't afford to.
Help to work.
her play her character. It's all good.
All right.
I don't think I ever.
Yeah, I don't think you actually ever added that sling.
Yeah.
All right. What else is in your inventory then?
I mean, she should. I gave it to her on the way to the clock tower, so she should have it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I never added it.
Go ahead and add it right now.
You know how to add it? Are you good on that?
Pretty sure.
Okay. If you need help, just let us know.
And Killian gave you a whole bunch of ball bearings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 of them, I think.
because they're
Yeah,
safer. They're safer than rocks.
I'm gonna say and Killian likes a little chaos, just a little.
How
They're way
big-
safer.
Tinier.
How
I
big
mean,
were
like,
the-
even if it hit like roof heck, it's like tinier than like rocks. So like in Killian Mine, it's like completely safe. Children like childproof.
how big would a-
Totally safe.
How big would a bag of 1,000? I mean,
They do definitely like kill somebody with it. Like
Yeah.
just drop on somebody's head. Like there's like really bad stain somewhere in the back. Like we don't talk about that.
you can definitely
God.
put an eye out.
Oh yeah.
Or
More
kill
than one eye.
or kill him. Or kill him.
Yeah.
Well, the
Oh.
wrong one.
I did not mean to do that.
Oh no.
Okay, that's your damage. Roll to hit.
Alright.
There you go.
21.
Oh, dang.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Get that light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start an electrical fire. Let's do this.
That's what she's doing. She's trying to spark the oil that Killian threw. Genius.
True, true. I imagine just like one room is completely dark, and if like we go in there, it's like yes, you can stealth in there because Chino already broke all the
Maybe-
lights.
Maybe that's her plan.
Yeah, yeah.
She took out
You
this
never
light.
know. Long
So-
game. It's a long game.
Yeah.
It's not about cookies, I swear. It's not.
So
It's not because of spite.
we'll say there was some type of oil lamp type thing, but she kind of snuffed it out when it went through. But there is, we'll say there is an area of oil leaking on the ground underneath it.
We could burn this place down and leave. You know, me and Chino already start something. I think we're on the right track.
What do you mean could? I thought that was the plan all along.
Well, yeah. Oh, so we're not taking this place as our base.
Oh,
Oh my god.
This started out as a business opportunity.
Reminds me of the time
You
I
break
burned
a
down
light.
Walmart.
It's like
I mean,
you're just like, well, you should have had cookies, and you broke their light.
we're
what their
just a fun
great-grandmother
of like
left
chaos
to them in their
agent and
will.
like sociopath. So I don't think like nobody goes to make a business with us soon.
Doesn't anyone have mending and like 10 months of spell time to waste on that?
Not in this game.
They're just like they just follow Shino and Killian, just being like they're destroying stuff and they're just like mending, like constantly just following them up.
I think like if Piper is still around, you would
Yeah.
probably do that.
Yeah, Piper's like would tell you, is like, hey, stop doing that. You're like, yeah, yeah, stop doing that.
Walking behind
Should
your,
have been cookies. That's the main
Walking-
problem right there.
To be
walking
honest,
behind
like
your small
that,
chil-
like
your small child at the grocery store as they're knocking all kind of shit on the floor. You pick them up. All right. Any other action or movement from Shino?
Nah, I'ma just look at the damage and be like, yeah, they deserve that.
be proud of yourself. It's like tell you.
Yeah, yeah. I see it right now. It's like you're saying, don't forget to like and follow on Twitter.
All right. What
Gotta
would
mark this down.
As for me, I'm going to ask, knowing it's an empty river, it's like, hey, Shino, you should be breaking stuff that isn't yours. So please stop.
Your head's next if you keep telling me to stop.
I will catch it in my teeth and spit it right back at you. Remember that.
No, don't try to.
I will
try to
catch it
go
midair with
at
my
it
teeth and I will
with
spit it
your
right back
teeth.
at you. So help me.
Somebody has reduce enlarge, so it could be a boulder coming at you.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
just
you
like
could
training
totally
when we
do
were on
that.
the
Love
punching
it.
stick, when we were on those pegs, and the monks to Ross
Oh my
that's telling
god,
us not
that's
to
a
fall for
really
3
good
hours at a
idea,
time.
though.
Who's got reduced?
All right, all joking aside, can I reach the front door with 40 feet?
Use your measuring tool and let me know.
I can figure out where that is.
Underneath
right
that
side.
little
But you're
paintbrush.
trying to speak
All right,
with
there
it.
it is.
5 feet to spare.
Yeah. Can I just say I love how like Wolfric
Yes.
will like not afraid to like pummel somebody down and smash their face in, but like also like please don't destroy something that's not yours.
Hey, when they attack
That's
me, they get
me.
everything that's coming. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I can. It's 30 feet, and I can do that with 10 feet of my movement speed left.
I love that about him.
Look, they're proud. I
Don't
don't
be
like
stuff. Also,
Stop,
let me
no,
like
people.
crack this
Oh.
blue neck real quick.
Open the door.
I mean the Dragonborn's already in, so
Yeah,
you
he's
walk
already
in
in,
and like
so-
saw the dude
So
stand there.
first, Killian, did you let Wolfric go by you?
Yeah. I probably won't shoot him. Not yet.
Probably, as in,
Probably.
yeah, like Scooters promise up probably from Borderlands 2. I will definitely probably not try to kill you now.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Wolfric, you take your movement, and all of a sudden, you're seeing this new figure who's this bluish dragonborn that just walked through the front door.
Oh, are you here for the meeting as well?
That's what this letter said.
All right, my name is Wolfric Stone. I'm a monk. My friends are, well, scattered to the 7 winds, which is normal for us. Come inside. They're meeting in the back.
Oh yeah, Wolfric didn't know yet that there's like people. It's weird.
So I let it. So I open the door. I bow a little. I let him in, and then I close it, and I say, "Hey, this one is this guy isn't here to fight us, so don't do anything."
Yeah. So as soon as Wolfric would have went by you, Killian, your head would have followed, and you would have seen the dragonborn as well. So reading
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is silver scales.
silver.
Silver,
Okay.
what? Sorry.
I guess I was caught by your
Ears.
Would you call those ears?
Yeah, they're called ears on a dragon.
Okay.
Their head cloaca.
No.
But yeah, they're called ears.
All right. Yeah. So I guess I was looking at yours. So,
Yeah,
the
he's
dragon.
silver scaled.
Okay. So, yeah, Killian, you would notice that as well. Do you do or say anything seeing that?
I would just look at Wolfric, between them and Wolfric, and I'll go, "Are you friend with Lynx?"
I don't know Lynx. I just
The
know
one
the name.
invite you to this party.
I don't know them personally. I only know their name.
Okay. Can you fight real quick? Just throwing out there.
Well, I can fight. Whether I want to is another question.
Okay, prepare for one. And I'll you just turn back around.
You tell them prepare for one.
Yeah, and just turn back around. Basically, like Helian version of like cutting them off completely,
Right.
not explaining further. And also, they probably when Helian turned around, they probably like saw like a satyr wearing a mask, porcelain mask, which is a bit weird,
Right.
but not the weirdest like things that happen here. So
That's very true.
Gotcha. All right. Tyler, go ahead and roll me your initiative so I can throw you in the order.
I guess using the
Should be able to use if you're in character sheet, just hit initiative. It should roll it for you.
5 + 2 is 7.
7. All right.
Oh, who'd we lose?
Scott.
Scott's. Yeah, Scott. Okay. All right. Let's see if that was.
And it's pronounced Salkeen, just so you know.
Saltine.
Kind of like saltine, but with a K instead of a T.
Saltine. Is that French?
No, it's just random.
I was trying to make a joke. All right.
Draconic.
All right. So yeah, you're as far as the you're gonna go after Lynx as far as initiative. Okay. Gotcha. So Killian, you are up.
Okay. So nobody like came into the hall yet.
No. And I gotta resend the Zoom link for Scott. His internet cut out.
Oh no.
So let me do that real quick, but tell me what you're gonna do or say.
So I'll hold my action until I see anybody around come near my friends. Because I
Okay.
think I have like visual on every one of them that's like inside at this point. And
What is your held action?
I think I'll hold my crossbow. Hyper crossbow. So yeah. And Killian's gonna forgot how to say something in common real quick and yell at Ketrix and go, fire magic, fucking shit, have one inside.
All right, sorry about that. It just all of a sudden my internet went out and then it came back. It does that every so often.
Yeah, I was debating whether I should like tell you in the chat or not. Welcome back though.
All
So
right, so I
anyway,
let
that's what
I let the Dragonborn in. What happened since?
the Dragonborn talked a bit and my turn come, so nothing much happened yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll just yell that, and then bonus action, I would just try to fucking hide somewhere.
All right.
Can
But
you repeat
I
that
will
message?
point-
What was that?
I will
Fire magic,
I will
fuck
point-
bad shit.
Yeah.
Fuck magic, do you have one? No, not even do you have one, just have one, and like I point to like the room.
Are you trying to
Not
point to where
follow.
you trying to
To the
point to
room,
where
to
you
the
left
room
from?
I have oil and go people, and I threw oil.
Sorry. Trying to move the map and I keep grabbing my token.
Oh, it's all right. It takes a day or two to get used to, but after that you'll be fine. Especially if you're
Yeah,
on your phone or something.
also you did say you were using a phone, right? Which is like kind of hard.
I can plug my mouse into it and it's kind of awkward, so
Yeah, it's really,
Wait,
really.
hold on.
I've got a USB adapter and like one of those USB banks. So
Wow.
Could
Okay.
have been
I've got my
doing that.
keyboard attached too. The
Dope.
only thing I can't do is charge my phone at the same time, so I might not take
Gotcha.
it off.
Well, if you
Yeah,
can't,
so I think that's my turn.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't do something, just let us know and we'll move your token for you or whatever we have to. We all have our different levels of technical difficulties at different times. So all else fails, just put it in the messenger chat. Hey, I got cut out or whatever, just like Scott did. All right. Oscar, you are up and you weren't here last time, but you swung your warhammer
got you.
twice. You hit with the first one, you missed with the second one, and then Val did her spell necrotic damage, and you just witnessed her damage from you just heal up, and you heard her talk to Val about the meeting.
I'm gonna raise my hammer and I'm gonna say, listen, I'll keep swinging until it stops healing. What's going on? And I'm gonna hold an action. And that action will obviously be, whether I choose to smack him or not. But I'm giving him her an opportunity to explain themselves.
Well, explain what part. What are you trying to get her to explain?
Well, why'd you just attack us?
So, and like she was trying to say in the beginning that the little trespassing part of Deonda going in and finding her followers and and a yell of from Deonda and then Kithrix's yell of company, and she just reacted to it like she was being attacked or her servants were being attacked.
All right, I'm gonna lower my hammer.
Would you like to insight check that?
Yes. Bing bong. Fuck. Christ, with a +4, I got a 9. What?
I mean, as far as you can tell, she is being serious. I mean, she's not showing any signs of, trying to put something over on you. I mean, she generally wants y'all there for a meeting and a deal.
Okay.
And a deal.
I'm gonna lower my hammer to a half ready, and I'm gonna kind of shrug at Val, and that'll end my turn.
Okay. Val, you are up.
Okay.
So you heard her speech and you seen and heard Oscar. What does Val do?
So Val's gonna look at her. She's gonna spit a bit of blood on the floor. She's not looking rough, but she took some damage. So she just spit some blood on the floor and be like, I'll call mine off if you call yours. If you're serious about talking, maybe introducing your 12 friends would have been a good start. I introduced you to mine, you introduced me to yours, and we'll call it good.
Okay.
That's good.
And if she nods her head or gives me any indication, then if I can, I'll turn and I'll not turn my back on her, but I'll turn and I'll try and yell as loud as I can to everybody. Hold it, stop, wait, something along those lines.
Okay. Does anybody in the group speak Infernal?
Wait.
I
Yep.
do, and
No.
says.
I speak
Wait,
abyssal.
you're
That's not
a tiefling and you don't
infernal.
speak Infernal?
So raise your hand if you do.
I do.
Okay.
I only
All right.
speak common and draconic.
All right, so she's gonna yell something in Infernal, and only Shino and Kithrix are gonna understand it, and she's gonna yell, "Stand down."
All right. Yeah, I'll yell the same thing to everybody if they can hear it.
But you would, Val, you wouldn't understand what she actually said because it would have
that's
been
true.
like
Darn it.
or whatever. I don't know what Infernal would sound like, but
It sounds like fire.
yeah. So I'm guessing Shino and Kithrix, give me your perception.
Ugh. 9.
What'd you get, Shino?
23.
Damn.
You're rolling well tonight.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So Shino, you heard "stand down" kind of yell, and it's Infernal, so I'm assuming you don't hear it that much, and it kind of caught your eye and your ear at the same time, and all of the servants / cultists are going to take a knee.
Mhm.
So what does Shino do in response? I can give you a free action, like free action of speech, because it's not your turn.
I think she knows, because I don't think I was really paying attention to anything. So she's probably gonna be like, "Oh shit, something was happening."
Too busy taking out the lights.
You did.
Also,
You did
to point it
understand.
out.
You did understand the words. You did understand.
Also,
the
to
word,
point it out, I think like Theo would probably mix 2 and 2 together because Theo's the only one who have visual on like the cultist on the right hand side.
right?
And
Yeah.
you said they
Ah.
did take an E after that, so like Theo's probably gonna be like, huh.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of, head turns from hearing a voice that you couldn't understand to somebody understanding it but not seeing something. So it's kind of like that, huh, kind of like my
Confusion.
screen. Huh.
Yeah, our party is like confused.
Yeah,
I
I think
always
everybody's
imagine-
confused.
in a state
I
of
always
like,
imagine Theo being like, I don't know if you got probably seen Lord of the Rings, where Galadriel like turns like full negative and she's like screaming. I always think of like necrotic shroud, like that spell of her like turning into this thing. So she's gonna be like in mid like necrotic shroud, and then see the cultist take a knee, and she's gonna be like, I didn't do that. What the hell is going on? Like mid change, like, and just look around, like, what the actual hell's going on?
All right. So let's continue on, see how this plays out. We got a bunch of held actions. Let me put that on links, because I think a bunch of people's got held actions.
Before my turn ends, can I cast healing word? Healing word is a bonus action. Can I cast healing word on myself?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cast that real fast.
So I believe it's only who are these people's names in the hall? I can't remember.
So you got Theo, you got Kithrix, you got Shino. Yeah, if you could put your names on your tokens, that way Tyler can start to learn the tokens, if you would please.
Feeling a little bit better now.
And then once he gets his internet, then he'll be more set up correctly with your laptop or computer.
Laptop, computer, same. It's a pretty beefy laptop, so
Is it a gaming laptop?
yeah,
Nice.
1660 Ti, 1650 Ti, sorry. Ryzen 5.
I have no idea what that is, but it sounds cool.
It plays pretty good. I don't know if you've ever heard of Forza, but it plays it like easy
Nice. All right.
and higher.
Anything else from you, Shino? As far as words?
Yes, yeah, such as Wolfric, don't kill them yet.
You're not Shino.
I think
It's a suggestion. Because I don't know what that was. I'm thinking someone's trying to threaten us again.
I'm more just confused. So I'm just like, okay, oh shit, what's so? Well, that's
yeah,
supposed to be
that
doing
would make
something?
sense.
And what was this? What was that? Are someone trying to attack us again?
Are we being attacked? Is that what's
Sorry.
happening?
Just
Oh,
move. Oh my God.
Shino,
All right. Anything
I
else?
adore her
Kyle?
so much.
How much points did you get back?
I got 7.
Okay.
So I'm looking better. And then yeah, that'll be it.
All right.
Yeah, I won't
Looks
use
like-
my bonus action. I'm not gonna move away from her. I'm gonna stay right there and wait for her to make a move. But
All right. Just
that's what I'm
stare off.
gonna do.
Just stare off.
Pretty much.
Kithrix, you are up.
Kithrix didn't hear Lynx's message, so he still doesn't know what's going on. He saw the people in the room kneel down. He's gonna keep his concentration on slow, but he's gonna hold firebolt if they become more hostile, if they start attacking Theo or whatnot, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. You don't
Yeah,
think
that's
Kithris would be
fire.
like, yes, I am your god.
It's
I
fire.
have followers now.
And it's fire bolt, not fireball. Fire bolt.
Oh my God. Big
Alright.
difference.
If
Big
you could put-
difference. One does a lot more damage.
Yeah, and if you
One
could
hurt your friend.
put,
No, one will kill your friends. One might startle them. How about that?
if you could put your held action on your token also.
Oh.
Theo, you're up.
Would I have heard Val?
Well, she didn't hear her, so it was an infernal.
Yeah, I don't
no.
think Val yelled anything yet because Val didn't understand Inferno.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
She
I
did-
actually did say
Because-
something, actually.
Yeah,
She
that's
did.
right.
I mean, she started to say that she was going to say the same thing, so she didn't understand it. So, having understood that, would Val still would have said something, or like, "Hey, she just said some crap. I don't know what she's saying, but be alert," or I don't know. I don't know how Val would react to hearing
Yeah.
Inferno
Well,
because you don't
she-
know what's going on.
Well, I did tell her like you called mine off. She did
Mhm.
tell me she was gonna stop and talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Val would probably have. Sorry about that. Yeah, probably I didn't think about that, but yeah, probably would have yelled, "Stand down, wait, halt, stop,"
Okay.
Every word ever.
and hope that what Link said was good and that because
Okay.
she did ask to stop and talk again, so hopefully she yelled for them to stop and.
Okay. Theo, give me your perception.
Okay.
That's
15.
So you would have heard Val scream, "Stand down."
Okay. I'll
You may
just
not know exactly why or what's going on,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
But these people just kneel down in front of you, so maybe you were thinking like, "Oh, I have my followers now."
They are so
Uh.
scared of me. They just like cower.
Now, beg for mercy.
Yeah, I don't have anything drawn anyway. So and she has changed back at this point. She's just really doesn't know what's going on. She's just gonna like kind of raise an eyebrow to Kithrick's. I'm trying to think if does Theo know that Killian is in that little like foyer?
I think you would because he booked it out when you were walking into the hall.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So you probably see him like leaving the room in hurry, just like running.
you would have seen
Okay.
him. You would have seen him running. Maybe not know why, because you don't know there were people.
Yeah,
in there
because
he just left.
They did run and they did yell some really weird words at the Kitrix last round. So
Okay,
that's about it.
I'll just do a movement then and just to like peep because like obviously Kithrix and I have no freaking idea what's going on. So I'm like, oh, maybe Killian. So I'm just gonna like kind of jog over there and just like peek over and just I guess see what like that Wolfric's over there, Killian's over there, and some new bro, and I'm just gonna be like just keep my hand on my the hilt of my sword because now I'm just really unsure about the situation. So yeah, just a lot of gesturing and being like, what the hell? And I would have heard Val, right? So
Yeah.
so I'll just be like I'll be like, hold up guys. We gotta like let's gather the party. Everybody just wait here. Hold on, don't do anything. Val said hold on, so she might know more information than we do. But I'm just gonna keep my hand on my hilt, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Lynx is going to start walking. Does anybody do anything to Lynx as she walks her full pace?
No, I'm gonna follow.
Same.
Okay. And she's still holding her action as well. She's just walking towards the room. You're following too, Val? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Tyler, go ahead and it is going to be. Let me see if I can say it right. Salkin.
Salkeen.
Oh, that was close. Salkeen.
Salkeen.
Salkeen is up. What is Salkeen's going to do for his debut?
I am going to move right here and just say hi. Hi. I am Salkeen.
All right.
And
It's a pleasure
I
to
have
meet
not
you,
drawn any
Smokey.
weapons.
What was the last thing you said about weapons?
I said I have not drawn any weapons.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, excuse me.
All right. So yeah, I think Theo, do you want to respond to this verbally or with a held action?
I think she's just gonna size him up, honestly. I think she'll just size him up and keep like just shift her weight and just be like, she's a big lady, so she's like,
Keep in
I
mind,
don't know. I don't know about this guy.
6'3", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So a big lady and a big dragon.
Yeah.
Salkeen,
I think
Salkeen,
Oh, go ahead.
describe your character, and then Theo, describe your character.
Salkeen is a 6'11" dragonborn, weighs around 300 pounds, and has blue eyes, silver skins.
And what's he wearing, more or less? Like
Right now, he's just wearing a simple armor, chainmail, light armor.
okay. Any fur or coat or robe or anything?
No, all you can see is his two swords strapped to his back.
Okay. So Theo, describe your
So Theo is like a fallen Asimar. She is 5'10", so he's actually relatively larger than she is. And her skin is pale. She has topaz eyes. She weighs about 150, 160. Extremely muscular. Like you could tell she's like in her 40s. You could tell she's like definitely been around the block a couple times. She's kind of like war ridden and kind of like scuffed up, got a couple scars on her and stuff. So she's definitely a lady who don't take no shit. So she's just gonna kind of like circle around you, make sure like her friends are protected, you know.
I also forgot Salkeen is the same. He's a war veteran.
Cool.
Okay. So maybe like a mutual sizing up, stare down.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then I'll probably turn to Kithrix and I'd be like, I think he's all right.
Okay. So it's going to be the servant / cultist's turn, and they are going to stand up, and they are going to post up against the wall, kind of like almost like militaristic type formation.
Keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Yes, bro.
Disrobe, no. Oh my god, it is eyes wide shut.
And it almost kind of seems like they're, you know, when somebody important's coming like to the palace or something. That's kind of like when it's starting to look
attention.
like, yeah, they're getting their post to welcome their master. Kind of get that feeling anyway.
Can I ask? Because some of them are still slowed. Is there just like some of them just like stand by, just like going there, like not
So let
going?
me move this one because there was only one that was actually, well, no, there was.
They
there's a
take
few
twice as
slowed.
long to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't take their full movement, so maybe, you know, it might be a little bit closer, but you kind of get the idea. it just cuts them down. Does it actually slow their movement or just half the movement?
Yeah, half their movement.
Okay. So yeah, it wouldn't be like turtle motion. It'd just be like, oh, I can only go half the distance or something like that. So maybe whoever's actually one is still. How long did that frighten last?
I think only a minute. Let me double check.
Okay, so that one might still be a fraidy cat and stay
Yeah.
back
I think if they're frightened, they can't go
towards.
towards who's the person who frightened them. So
Yeah.
Oh no,
so-
until the
sorry.
end of my next turn, so they're fine.
Okay. I'll just put them at the threshold. And that's going to be their turn. And why don't we take a 5-minute break? And
All right.
and then we'll see where this plays out.
Woohoo! I'm almost out of water.
I finished all my Smirnoff Ice. I feel so slow.
You're under the effects of
Usually
a slow smell.
I got hit with the slow spell too.
Yeah, this is interesting for me. First time doing this, so.
I remember I was doing one of my brother's games because my brother's friends they have a bunch of different type of games. That's kind of like D&D, but it's a lot more complicated to me. And I
But
ended
sounds
up
like Pathfinders.
burning down a whole Walmart.
Oh no.
Have you ever played Infamous?
I don't think so.
Well, like
No, I
the
haven't.
people,
I-
like they're called conduits,
wait.
whatever.
Actually, yes, I have played Infamous a little bit.
Yeah,
But
you know how like they
It
have
was
powers
so
and
long
stuff.
ago, I barely remember it. Sort of. It's been a while.
Like
All I can
so,
think of is the guy that has the electricity, I think, right, in his hand or something. I don't know.
I think so.
That's what
I
I'm
can't
thinking
remember
of.
which one.
I may be thinking of the wrong game.
But
Like the main character you play as or something.
my power was that I secrete gasoline, so like I could ignite it if I want to. And I was an angsty teen in Walmart, so I fucking just ignited gasoline everywhere, and just the whole back of Walmart was on fire. I just kept rolling terribly that day.
I've only got one actual like each one. This like orange and silver.
Lucky. I had these dice, because one of like my first
It
ever
was,
character was
I wish I had those whole set though, because I got that in like a gift bag at a shop during an event, customer appreciation party. Wish I had one of those here.
wish they had a lot of things here.
Now all they got is historic shit.
Oh, freaking!
Welcome to good old Winslow,
Have
Arizona.
you been to Bojo's?
I have no idea.
It's on the main street on like the tourist street.
I've only been down the street. I haven't actually explored it.
You live here.
We go down the street. I've only been here for 2
And?
months.
Where were
It
you at
took
before?
1 week.
I've only gone down that road a couple times to go to the reservoir.
Where were you at before, fella?
Kansas.
Are you here when we had the carnival?
Probably not.
I got food poisoning.
I don't know, when was the carnival?
So don't eat the food at the carnival.
My phone is dying. I must look at
Fried Oreos.
Fried Oreos are delicious.
Yeah, you always eat that food at the carnival.
I don't remember there being fried
never had
Oreos.
fried
I've never had fried Oreos.
That's unfortunate.
They-
You should remedy that. It's
They
really good.
slap.
They
They
do
freaking
slap.
slap, man.
Slap
I
you
want
right
some
in the
good old
fucking thigh,
pancakes.
unfortunately, but
Slap you right in
I haven't had a funnel cake in a long time. I think the last time I had a funnel cake was when I went to Six Flags in Denver. I don't know what it's called now. I think it was like something garden. I don't know. But it had gone through a couple different names, but I know it used to be a Six Flags.
might be a Busch Gardens now.
Yeah, maybe Busch Gardens.
We can get a hurt.
Yeah, we
Everybody
should.
good?
Is anyone really good?
Wow, existential much? Jesus.
Why
I can't feel
bother?
my
I'm going to
my
bed.
toenails, so that's a good thing.
Hey, you're playing D&D, so what can be better?
I can't wait to
Exactly.
get some blackout curtains. I'm gonna start making my streamer setup over here.
There we
Some
go.
LED to line the corners.
Yep, that definitely helps.
I'm getting ice cream.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, get your drink and
Me
snack.
too now.
And if I go long this time, anybody let me know. I know who went long.
Yeah,
got bread.
I'm off tomorrow.
I'm not. I'm riding with my fucking supervisor tomorrow. But I'm fine.
yeah,
What are you gonna
about
say?
that, I am gonna have to get off not early, but at a decent enough time because I have an interview in the morning.
Oh, are you leaving the corn industry?
Trying to move up in the corn industry. So
Yes.
Badass. Congratulations.
Is it at the same place?
so no, it's at a site in Indiana actually. So trying to get a little bit closer to home. So
Nice. Is it a paid move if you get it?
yeah.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
What time?
Sounds
Yeah,
like
it's
fun.
they have a pretty good moving fee if I get it and I get a move. So they take care of pretty much everything with it. So
What time is your
it's a
interview?
good way to get back home.
What time's your interview?
8
8. Awesome. Yeah.
or
just
no,
tell-
8 Eastern, so 7 Central. So
Okay.
early in the morning.
All right.
That would be like 5 or 6, 4. It'd be like 4.
Good luck with that. We know you're gonna do great. And hopefully you
Yes.
get,
Yeah, you're gonna rock that.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
I mean, just tell us when you gotta go. If you gotta go now, that's fine. I mean, but you gotta make sure you're rested for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably I mean I'll probably give it another 2 hours or so. I'll be good. 2.5. I prepped all day today for it, so this is my good job, Lexi, for prepping all day time. So
Good job, Lexi,
Reward, yeah.
for prepping all day.
See,
Give us
even if
like-
you get a pat on the back from Chris.
Give us like a,
worth it.
I have no idea about the corn industry. Give us like a sample question that they would ask you in an interview for that job.
Yeah, so our company, we do behavioral based questions. So they're like really kind of hard. So like one of the prep
Ooh, that was a
questions I had was, so they're all about how you would react to things or how you reacted to things. So like one of the ones was, tell us about a time where you disagreed with a superior and how you
hate those.
reacted to that
That's got
situation.
nothing to do with corn.
No, nothing to do with corn.
It's all
They have
about,
those questions on like the questionnaires for Walmart.
yeah, so it's like, pretty much like they're trying to fill you out. Are you gonna toe the line? Or are you gonna be a pain in our ass, basically?
Wow, I'm gonna be a pain.
We watched it.
Very much so.
So,
Even a
If
right
they ask me, I'm gonna be
answer,
the same.
kind of question.
I mean, I'm not that old, but I'll tell you, do and say what you gotta do to get the job. And then once you get through your probationary period, you have to,
Who cares?
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But no, it should be good. I feel ready for it and prepared for it. So I'm ready for it, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
Yeah.
It'll be just fine. Maybe get one of those offices with a window overlooking everything else.
That's the dream.
And then you can
My bread supports you.
you can secretly,
Yeah, Wolford supports you too.
secretly play D&D in your office and close the blinds and everything.
Yeah.
While
And
everybody
you say, this is saying nap, and it's like do not disturb until 4 hours from the time you start.
I do make characters on my break sometimes. Like,
I feel that.
Be the new Mercy.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start reading. That's my plan as soon as I get back to my normal schedule at work next week. Whereas I'm pretty much sitting in my vehicle for 10 hours a day. I'm gonna be reading and going through, Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master Guide, and all the other. Try and get through all the source books first before I go to the adventures, but because I need to start crunching knowledge because it's easy to forget things. It's so advanced. If you're on Beyond, it's spoon fed, but I don't know the book part, and that's what I need to work on. So I'm gonna do my part when I get back.
Yeah, aren't these modules kind of like you really should have a good idea of the thing before you run it, and then you can just like when you're running it, it's more of a refresher type of thing.
Once you go through it once, yeah, with another group. But the first time, whether it's spoon fed to you or not, it's still a lot of flipping back and forth.
Right.
And trying to find NPCs, or if they do this, do that, do this, do that, and it's jumping around, and it's kind of hard to do on a laptop in a hotel room. Once I get back on the Mac and I got my 5 huge screens everywhere, and
There wasn't enough left.
lightning buzzing in the corner.
Isn't that kind of when physical books come in handy?
Not during gameplay though.
Always flipping.
Because then, I mean, it's just as easy to open up another tab and pull it up that way, and until I get my game room set up to where I can have everything within arm's reach, and I don't know.
So the way that I do it, because I love to read and I'll read, but like to retain the information, I try and also like loosely do stuff because ultimately you want people to have fun. So
Right.
like if it gets too crunchy, I like to improv. They also say like taking improv classes is really helpful to DM. I don't know if I would go that far, but you could do that if you wanted to. But I literally have a book and I have different tabs where I can easily open to, and then I'll put like little post-it notes if I have to do something, like, or if they choose something, like I'll do like 3 or 4 post-it notes and it'll be like numbered. And if they make a choice, I'll just like quickly go to that page. And that helps me. I am not a computer person. Like I know computers, but like I'm more of like writing down.
Right.
So I got one of these babies and you can like add and subtract all the information. Everybody's backstories in this. I have like maps and all that other junk in it, but that helps me. Everybody's different.
Yeah, when I started, it's like I was trying to get as much information as I could. I'm putting notes, and it's like I had so many notes, I couldn't figure out what's what, and it's like, oh crap. And
Yeah.
then
Exactly.
you
Point in
try
time
and,
when your notes are pointless.
yeah, when you
Dumb
have
pointless.
too many, it's like. But then it's just like it's easier just to pull stuff out your ass and just go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Role play.
I didn't meant to do that, but it worked. Everybody had fun, and I don't know, and especially if it's homebrew, because then you can just make it till you make it or whatever. But yeah, with the modules, I mean, it takes a little bit of the stress off the DM side to create stuff. It's there, you just have to find it and go back and forth and juggle it. You don't have to think of what would this work for if they choose this. What would you have to find it. So But yeah, so Lexi, just let me know when you got to bounce. No worries. And you will do great. I think you're standing right next to a corn patch right now, so that's giving you some inspiration. Yeah. Any other thoughts from the group, or I'll give you a minute or two to talk this out, maybe see what you think's going on.
That's it.
Go ahead.
I'd like some clarification. I'm a little confused.
Now you're by the front door. You're playing butler.
Okay, so that did happen. All right.
I am no longer in the front hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you'll just told everybody to like stand down and stuff, and also wow, because like it's passed along a message.
So are we out of initiative right now, or?
So we're kind of like a standby initiative. Everybody's got all kind of held actions, from from Lynx on down. Everybody's got, well, not everybody, but most people have held actions. So we just got to see how it plays out, and we'll just continue through the initiative, unless something
I
pops
believe I was the last person to go, so.
It was to serve and after you, so
Yeah, all the servants, they just took their place. So it's going to be the top of the round with Shino. So Shino, you're going to start to see these servants come in and line up on the wall, like they're preparing for an entrance of some sort, but you don't know what. You've heard the command to stand down. You kind of think that it came from Lynx, but you're not quite sure. So what do you think you would do or say?
let's see. So I think what said in Inferno and been like, who the fuck said that shit? But like I'm saying it in Inferno, I'm like, yo, bro, did you say that? Who said it?
Who are you directing that question to?
Like all of the like servants that are like lining up.
Yeah.
Just like who the fuck decided to speak and told everybody to just calm down and you guys listen?
I mean, they're just like straight faced, lining up at attention, more or less. They're not really.
You don't remember like what Link sounds like?
No, I didn't pay attention. I didn't care.
I can't do a soft lady tiefling voice though. Just go with it. So do you think you want to move, or I don't know, because you're seeing servants that were kneeling, then they stood up and formed up, and then you also seen a dragonborn come in the room, who you don't know.
I'm gonna just hold out my slingshot and just be like, all right, I'm gonna just watch for now. When these motherfuckers move, it's over.
All right. So if you could just put held action on your token, and we will go with that. Wolfric, you are up, buddy.
All right. Well, I go to Owlbear real quick. Okay. So Wolfric is going to just say, hey, Keelian, maybe we should go meet up with Val and everyone else. And he says the same. Where did the Dragonborn go? I don't see his token. Oh, wait, there is that it?
I'm in the middle of the room.
He walked out into the hallway.
Yeah. So Wolfric does have a hold action. If things break out, his hold will be to draw Luna on the first thing that tries to attack him. But in the meantime, he's just walking towards the middle of the room to try and meet up with everybody else. That will put me right here. He taps Keelan and said we should probably go meet with everybody because stuff is clearly going on. He makes sure that he's looking at them when he says that.
Okay.
And I with my hold action to draw Luna, I end my turn. Oh, by the way, my character's Moonblade is called Luna. It is sentient, self-aware, and identifies as female, and it calls itself Luna. Just so you're aware of that, Silver. Okay.
And normally it speaks, but mainly in his dreams and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like when you've ever had a lucid dream when you realize you're dreaming, you can take control of it. Well, that's the only way Wolfric and Luna can communicate is when he's asleep. There might be something to that, but we don't know yet.
Or special occasions.
Nightmare for him out.
All right,
All
I
I
end my
know
turn.
is I've had dreams
I
like
lay 2
that,
cards face
and
down and
I
end my
lose
turn.
control shortly after.
All right, Killian, you're up.
So Killian's just gonna stay there and assess the situation a bit because Theo did say that Wow said to, put to stand down, and Rufric said to go meet up with Wow. And in their head, they will definitely think something's really wrong with Wow. Either she got threatened or something. So the dude's gonna panic. But not that anybody could see it because he's like wearing a mask. So he's gonna take off a mask and act like Piper normally, and
Chase the squirrel.
fucking book it to the other side of the room and hold his dagger out,
Okay.
waiting for somebody to walk in with Wow.
All right.
I guess I couldn't even hide anywhere. There's a bunch of people there.
I know. Well, remember, Keelan, I actually tapped you on the shoulder and faced you, so I should say we should probably go meet with Val and the others.
You can
Yeah.
you can hide behind that statue, or you can hide behind Killian. I mean, Kithrix. Try to.
Because the servant is there. I mean.
But if you hide behind Kithrix, you might get foul smell as you're hiding.
I got a bunch of flowers. I picked 3 cards. So I think we're good. We cancel each other out. So.
Piper shoving flowers up his nose.
No, just around.
I mean, got a good sleight of hand. My perception is terrible, so I mean, you could just I come up with a big bouquet at you.
Yeah. I actually have plans to mess with you with the flowers later. But that's a good idea too.
Well, is it? I mean, you could do it. It's like, isn't it during the plague where they shove flowers and
yeah, they're like
in their masks?
fake masks.
Like
They put the
doctor.
mask on. Yeah. So I mean, you just put where you think you want to hide.
I mean, the fucking servant's gonna see me doing that. It's gonna be real awkward.
Well,
so
You
Julian's
just
probably gonna settle for like hiding behind near Kittrix or like the
it-
side of like the door.
It depends if they're paying attention, but just give me your your stealth where you want to be, and it depends if somebody's actively searching for you, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay near the statue then.
Okay.
Should I roll stealth? Or
Yeah. Yeah. Just give me your stealth right now.
please be something good. Not bad. 26.
Damn.
Yeah.
Very hit.
You're
So Gillian just will run into the room, rush into the room, and then suddenly disappear.
I know, like
you just changed into a statue.
Yeah, I will help my action and wait until like Wow and somebody walk in and if they're threatening or not.
Okay. What
Because
is your
alarm is going off. in
what
Gillian's
is
head
your
right
held
now.
action?
With a dagger.
Okay. And it's just any threat towards you or somebody else or anybody.
Toward Wow, if they walk in.
So you're saying Val's your favorite?
Not gonna say it, but they did help me with my brother a lot. So
I got you.
You can say it. I'm definitely your favorite.
We all have favorites. It's okay. Don't be afraid. All right. Kithrix, you are up.
I mean, this is still a pseudo Durhasian standoff. Nothing's really going on, so Kithrix is just going to drop his slow and just see if anything else happens. I'm not going to hold any action. I'm just going to drop my slow, and then yeah, that'll be
Are
my
you
turn.
dropping your firebolt?
Well, once my turn came around, it would have fizzled out anyway.
Oh,
So
okay, I got you. All right, I will drop those in a second. And it's going to be, well, anything else from Kithrix?
no, he's not going to move. He's not holding
Gonna say
any
anything?
actions. No, he's just going to drop his spell and see if anything else happens. Third level.
You ever watch Fear the Walking Dead back in the day?
Maybe
Not
I only
Walking
watched
Dead,
the normal Walking Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead. I forget
It's like
the guy.
it's like the after show.
Yeah, it's the one that was on the West Coast. But whenever there was this black male that was one of the main characters, not Morgan, but the other one. And he's kind of like a self-sufficient shyster, but
to do with the boat.
yeah. What was his name?
Okay.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
But whenever something bad would happen, or oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well, and then he just do what he's got to do. But
Didn't bug out yet.
yeah, that's unfortunate. But he'd say that.
I've only ever watched the original Walking Dead, and I didn't finish all of it. So
I got to like season 9, and then I tapered off.
I think I got to like 2.
Same. I got
No,
it to like 2.
Same.
I'm all into zombies. I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll watch the whole thing over again, but I just had too much going on with life. And
If it's not anime, I don't watch it.
I think that's you and Scott. All right, so we are up to Theo.
Cool.
You're seeing. Let's see where you're at.
I'm in the middle of the room. I think I'm just literally gonna chill here until Val gets here, because I don't want to like turn my back or anything like that onto, like, most of us are in this room. I don't want to like.
Tell me which
do
way you're
anything.
facing.
I'm facing the cultists, so I'm facing like this, the lower half of the area.
Lower left or lower right?
Lower, we'll say lower right.
Okay. You may give me your perception right now. It's a real fine line.
Ooh, no, that's
Oh,
4.
wow.
No. All right.
I got +0
Yeah.
to
All right.
perception.
Yeah. So all right, continue your thought.
Yeah. That's it. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait here and wait for the rest of the party to file into the room, honestly. Because I'm just waiting on Val at this point, and I don't want to leave everyone. So I'll just wait here.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it goes to Lynx, and Lynx is going to continue. She's going to move her 15 feet. She's going to stop. She's going to look around the room, acknowledge the servants, and move her other 15 foot and turn around and face the middle of the room and kind of like post up. And not take an action. You just kind of get that sense where she's waiting for everybody to gather around.
Does she notice the light?
At the moment, the light is the last thing on her mind.
It was like that when I got here. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened to that.
It was that weird blue anime kid in the middle of the room. I don't know. He was jumping around all silly.
With like her slingshot. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm not holding a slingshot in my hand. What are you talking about?
And I did notice Oscar and Val moved a little prematurely. It's not their turn yet.
I thought we were following her, so
It's all right.
I moved
My
because he
bad.
moved. I'm gonna blame him. I'm gonna blame Chris.
It's all right.
everyone else does.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry, but we're still technically in initiative.
All right, my bad.
And only one servant, the one that was
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
just going to point out that there's a flaw with your plan, Crystal. It said Wolfert owns no ranged weaponry at all. And he couldn't reach that.
I mean, his fire breath.
He's a mob,
or
he could
his
jump and
acid
punch
breath.
Yeah, he
If I
don't-
used the dragon breath, the whole place would be on
Yeah.
fire.
It's a big room.
Okay, so in character, he turns to Shino and he says, "I'm not angry with you, but I am disappointed."
Let's
Be disappointed.
Yes, okay, I'm
No.
good.
Okay, so for the sake of time, does anybody want to do or say anything, or just kind of put where they think they would be for what's happening?
Yeah, I'm where I want to be. So
I am
Yeah,
also
I'm good
at,
where I am.
Where I want to be.
Okay.
So King
I'd
stay.
like to move closer to. Let me see. Let me check everything real quick. No, I'm good with this.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna move a little bit closer to Lynx then, if that's.
Yeah, I'm actually going to move a little bit away from. Look, I'm a wizard. Look, I don't. I mean, I have high constitution, but I'm still smart, right?
Or maybe
Because yeah,
I can move forward a little bit towards Link.
Saul
I'm gonna
King,
just move to hide the light.
Saul King just kind of showed up. He has no idea what's going on.
I feel bad for him because he show up and also we have a stand
He's like,
down. He's
I
in the
know
middle.
exactly.
Hey, I got this voucher. Can
I
I'm
heard there
just
was
here.
a party around here. What happened?
Yeah. Where's the party at, guys?
There.
Who are was it Shino and who else speaks Infernal?
Ethics.
Kitrix.
Okay, so Val, you're gonna see Lynx kind of turn a little bit to the right and speak in Infernal again, and only Kithrix and Shino is gonna understand that she just said, "Go get the wine for our guest,"
Oh.
and they are going to start falling out. Does anybody do or say anything as they are exiting the room? Because only those two individuals know what was actually said.
Yeah, Val's gonna be. She's still got her staff, and she'll just hit it on the floor, and she'll be like, "Speak in common or don't speak. We're through with this standoff. Speak so we hear, or shots are gonna fire."
Kithrix is going to chime up. They're getting wine.
I'll just look at Kithrix and be like, "Still stands.
He's
Still
like,
stands."
"Dude, why are you throwing shade on me?"
Shino's just gonna yell, be like, "Chill, Val! I want to get drunk."
So King is
We
just watching.
all got. Oh wait. We all got drunk and wasted, wasted. Yeah, there we go. I had to make sure I was doing the right song. Well, that was Wolfric in character recalling a song. As I said before, I didn't tell you this, Silver. He actually died in our world and was reborn in this one. He is a reincarnation, but his twin sister is not. But she does share his memories. So you're gonna hear songs you recognize from our world in this one.
Oh, wait.
So they are going to come out, and they're all going to be holding their little, I guess you would call them platters or trays of wine.
Service
And-
tray.
Yeah, and kind of like waiting for people to come grab. And she is going to look at Val and switch to Common and say, please, please, everyone take a drink.
I'm going to do an insight check, and then I'm going to do an investigation on the drink.
Anybody in our group is resistant to like poison or something?
You might have to get a little bit closer.
All right. My insight was a 21. Are they trying something?
You have no idea at the moment. You're in the
I
middle
rolled a
of
21. I rolled a modified 21 on the insight.
You're 20 feet
Yeah.
away.
Doesn't
Holy.
guarantee anything. I mean,
It's a half elf thing. We can do the impossible. It's sort of what we do.
We'll
Like
know
Americans in
after
that way. We do the
my
impossible all the
liver,
time.
Says Oscar.
You definitely know that she's offering wine to you.
All right. I will move Klaus, and then I will do an investigation on the wine.
All right.
I don't remember the
Acting
DM
like I'm
saying
smelling its scent and whatnot. That is a 19 on the die with no modifiers. Is there anything in it?
How,
Yes.
how are you? How are you
fermentation.
How are you investigating the wine?
I'm trying to smell for poisons and stuff.
Okay. As far as you can tell, with your roll that I didn't ask for yet, it is not poison.
Okay, because that was my first concern. They were going to Shanghai us.
All right. So, yeah, just wait for me to ask you to do something. And
All right, sorry.
it's all right.
For those who don't know, a Shanghai is when they spike a drink and they force you to serve on a ship or something else.
You've been shanghaied. I think that's like kind of like forced. Yeah.
Yep.
Kithrix would offer to drink the wine, but even if it is poison, nobody would be able to tell because poison does not affect him. So
I haven't abandoned enough poison rolls myself, so
Kithrix is like, give
Yeah.
me two.
yeah, I'm immune to poison. So
Oh, would you
Drink?
know it's poison or like would you just say, oh,
Yeah,
that's a good wine?
I don't think I would know the difference.
Yeah.
We all just dropped dead, and Kendrick is like, good, good vintage.
He's just going
More-
like, oh,
more
science.
for me.
Then he's gonna be like, let me see what she's got in her bag. That's mine. All right. So, is there anybody who doesn't take a glass?
Joaquin does not.
Killians, because they're still hiding behind the statue.
Okay. So Killian's staying hiding. Anybody else not taking a glass?
Joaquin is not taking.
I'll take a glass, but I'm just gonna kind of like swish it around. I'm not gonna take a drink or anything, and just
Real
kind of,
quick, is he? Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Is Wolfric old enough to drink? He is 16.
There
Wolfric's
are no
not old
fantasy
enough for a
world
lot of things.
What
As
do you
long as he's
got?
not
She know it's 16 too. That's a good question.
If you
Still
can,
gonna take cups, but
if you can figure out the internet and play Owlbear, then you're good enough. So,
Okay, he remembers doing that in his former life.
Put Wolfric where you think Wolfric's gonna be.
All right, hang on.
I'm
Oh,
gonna do
this
the
is
same
looking
thing as
mighty iffy.
I'm gonna do the same thing as Theo. I'll take a glass, but I'll not take a drink. Just kind of look like I'm drinking it or talking with it.
All right.
Oh, God.
Okay. You
Yeah,
did.
Wolfric moves up next to Val.
Okay. Lynx doesn't have a cup yet, and she kind of looks at Val a little bit and kind of like puts her hand out. I'll take it if you don't want to drink it.
It's rude to drink before the host. I'm just waiting for you, and I'll hand her my glass.
Okay. And she's just gonna put up a toast to new opportunities, and she's gonna just chug it down.
Yeah,
Well, I
Kithrix
guess
is
that
gonna.
answers the poison question.
Well,
She's immune.
yeah, Kithrix is gonna go walk over to the servants and then just grab two of them, one in each hand, and just like down them, just one and two quick gulps. It's like, thank you.
Bring me a pitcher every 15 minutes till somebody throws up, and then after that, bring it every 25 minutes.
Oscar's gonna look at Val and kind of shrug his shoulders and just slug it.
Yeah, Wolfric will do that
Julian's
too.
just gonna
Like,
wait
yeah,
till
Bob's
somebody
up.
drops.
And so Lynx is gonna kind of like look at Val and say, "I'm sorry, I hit you twice."
Well, it's not the hardest I've ever been hit. You know, you got a good swing in. I'll give you that.
But that necrotic damage, it was a little tingly. Yeah, she'll give you like a 2 thumbs up.
All's fair then. All's fair. And then I'll reach behind me and I'll take a glass and I'll take a sip.
All right. So, yeah, does anybody want to reposition anything? I mean, once the servants kind of like empty their tray, they're gonna back up a little bit.
Can Shido take like a whole tray?
Whatever's left, you can have. You tell me what you're grabbing and like where you're going. So, if anybody wants to reposition, go ahead and do that. Where you think you might be. She's gonna kind of like expect some type of audience for this meeting. So, if somebody wants to be close, if somebody wants to be far, go ahead and think where you think your character might be.
Right
knowing
there. There we go.
Ability.
Oscar's gonna meander over and inspect this statue over here, because that is what he would do.
All right. So let's see where everybody's at. Does Killian do anything different? Because seeing what's going on and Oscar's coming over and kind of looking at the statue and
Killian's gonna tempt it to either spook Oscar or like
I'll be
tell
back.
Shino not to get the whole tray. But they're staying where they are. Just tempt it. They are looking at the links and just like staring them down right now. I don't think they'll move.
so is Killian like, shh, don't pull my cover, go.
No, Killian's just gonna like, okay, Oscar's here now. That's good. But they're really tempted to like spook Oscar just for fun. But yeah, not gonna do that.
So do you think Killian's going to stay in hiding or come out?
No.
Okay. Does Killian drink?
Not really, unless like Hyper give it to him. Killian's not like for the party at all. Usually just stay inside their room all day. So
Okay. So do you want to move or you're staying put?
no, I think I'm good with my stealth. Just like staying, watching until like something go horribly wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
That
So
all when we are leaving. So yeah.
I love how you assume something's gonna go horribly wrong.
That's what Killian would do, because like, since like the start of the game, they just go like, well, usually when we invited to like a party, we're gonna get killed.
It's not a bad assumption. It's probably
No.
very accurate.
it never was a party.
That is my bad. I
Spoken
did
is
read that.
upside down now.
And I'm sure Killian's like, hey, that spilt oil was there when I went in that room, so it wasn't me. Yeah, I mean, Lynx is gonna make sure everybody's, kind of the nerves is settled down a little bit, and she's gonna start to present the offer. So she originally asked if the group had the two buttons, which y'all denied. And she is going to continue on. I think I mentioned that she was in search of more artifacts. And you're going to start to get a closer look, especially Val. And she's going to start to say, you know, I am Lynx. I'm a previous adventurer. And I've assembled my fortune and collected antiquities in the service of nobler causes. And the chief among those causes is the defeat of the servants of the archdevil Death.
I apologize.
It's all right. Throwing dice.
No, I'm grabbing my burger.
Oh, I'm so
Hungry.
jealous. I had a frozen pizza. You're making me hungry.
Did you order McDonald's?
Mm,
Did you bring enough for everyone?
I ordered it like a long time ago. Just
Was
now.
it McDonald's or Burger King? Tell me the truth.
Yeah, Burger King,
I don't
you might
think
be
we have
okay.
a Burger
McDonald's,
King
you're setting
here.
yourself up. It's
Oh,
what?
I wish we had Burger
I don't think we
King.
have a Burger King.
We have Carl's
Really? I
Jr.
thought they were everywhere.
If it's here, I don't see it in the main area.
In Texas,
Try Googling Burger King near me. That's all I ever do when I'm curious about something like that.
in Texas,
I think
it's
the
Whataburger.
I think the only other place is
Oh,
Denny's.
Whataburger.
All right. So so Val, let's see.
Or what is? I
So
think it's Carl's Jr. Is the
Carl's Jr.'s is good with the curled and fries. Yeah. So Val, Wolfric, Salkeen, and Theo, give me all your perception checks of links at the moment. Just like a
Guidance.
visual
Alright.
perception. She's starting to talk, and you're trying to get it like a, you know, your focus is more on her because she's speaking.
You will for first.
Modified 22.
Anyway, so
Oops, sorry. I did persuasion, but
All right, just tell me what you got.
13.
got 7 modified.
25.
Hell yeah.
All right. So anybody over 10 is going to notice that in her thick horns, as she's starting to talk, there's going to be intricately carved and inlaid with sigils and figurines enlaced in silver in her horns. And also her name, Lynx. Just kind of like engraved and filled with silver.
So instead of tattoo, she got scrimshaw. That's neat.
Yeah, in her horns. And you're going to also notice one of her eyes are different. And one of them looks like a hazy crystal.
Glass eyes, sigils on their horns. Huh. That's not problematic. I don't see that being an issue.
And several of her teeth have also been replaced with precious stones and metals.
Okay.
Wow.
You blinged out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's an extra bitch, and I kind of like it.
Yeah. For real.
Badass. I kind of respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm apparently blind, so I don't see any of this.
So
She clearly knows what she's doing then. If she's got like you said she was in like an antiques collector.
yeah, so give me a group perception check, just in this great hall where you're at.
Sorry, a what?
Just
17.
perception of the group.
Rude.
We didn't really get to get
Ah,
into the room
Jesus.
itself.
I don't understand how you
Oh,
do that.
that's
You said
ugly.
investigation,
Modified
right?
23.
No,
that.
he didn't say investigation.
Good try. though.
Perception.
He said perception.
Yep. I'm just over
Wisdom
here.
for days. Wisdom.
By now, how many drinks would I have had?
25. Damn.
Wow.
I'm just
God,
I am blind.
Val's got that corn power.
Corn makes whiskey, so it makes sense.
So what's the wisdom version of a crown of intellect? Because I sure as shit need one of those.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Aren't you a
This 3
wizard?
plus
What the
3
hell?
just not
Yeah.
working.
Yeah, perception is wisdom, not intelligence. Does it have a little INT next to it? So I'm terrible at it.
I have no idea of my surroundings, but I know stuff.
I drink and I know things.
Yeah.
I only see people, not details.
So she's gonna know. You're gonna notice like paintings and portraits all around, and she's gonna see the group looking around a little bit, and she's gonna be like, not necessarily saying what those paintings and portraits are, but like start to brag about where she stole them from on past adventures.
Mm.
So, and just be like all proud. And she's going to continue on because she is kind of sad that you don't have those 2 items from the clock tower. And she is going to bring up the fact that there are. It's like she's trying to get a perception check of the group. She's going to look and. Do you know about the infernal machine of the loam of the mad? Do you even know what that is?
No, we do not.
Out of character, but then they should bring that up actually last week.
I have infernal machine written down.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought it was something that they had a mechanical way of going back in time.
Yeah. So
Tolkien is not aware of this.
no. So give me a group intelligence check.
Yes, finally.
Oh, God.
And if anybody hits over 20, you would know this.
Come on, really?
I roll one, so no. I roll.
Okay. I got a modified 22.
Oh, that's good. And Val got a 20. I got a 1. So.
So just Salkeen is the only one that got over 20.
Val.
And Val?
Yeah.
Got a 20. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got a 22.
Okay. So you would know that the infernal machine had the ability to summon planar creatures, including species never seen before. This machine could also wreak havoc on both the user and those outside the contraption. And
Glad to know Salkine's adventures have been paying out.
yeah, and it's kind of like a crapshoot machine. It might have been through rumors of things you've picked up in past adventures, but only you two might have a certain feeling of what that is. But she's going to tell you that she's trying to gather pieces to build her own machine. For what purpose, you don't know. So having you two know that, y'all do or say anything?
Okay.
If not, she's going to continue speaking.
I think for now I just keep the information to myself. I'll find out more. what
Yeah,
her intentions are.
I'll do the same.
Okay. So so she's going to continue on almost like she's having class. She's starting to present her offer, and she's trying to gather all these missing components to make her own version of this infernal machine. And her plan is to use this powerful artifact to counteract the forces of the Archdevil Bell, which is working within Baldur's Gate. She is gonna.
And I invite her. Oh, echo again. Sorry.
Where are you?
Oh, way
Something-
back.
Building the statue.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do a lip reading check. I don't know if your insight works from that far away.
No, not
Oh.
good. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's a 9. I don't see shit.
15-foot insight check. That's kind of pushing it. So let's see. So she's going to continue on. Did anybody else want to do anything or say anything at this point?
Would any of us know what what you said, Archdevil Bell?
Yep.
Would any of us know what that is?
Who, I guess.
Give me a group history check.
Guidance.
Here we go. Finally.
See, I feel like
Here it is.
I know a little bit.
Switch digital dice. That's all. That's all it took.
So Keen has 20.
How are you rolling so well?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kethric's got a 23.
I got a 14.
I got an
Oh,
18.
My computer froze.
16.
Okay.
11.
So anybody 15 or above would either know or heard rumors of Bell being Bell was the archdevil of Nine Hells, who acted as the Archduke of Avernus, which is the first plane of hell, first level of hell.
Archdemon.
So Bell was he was a military genius who specialized in misdirection and led with careful tactics, in contrast to his successor's berserker rage. And his successor was Zariel, Zariel. So to put things into place, Bell was the archdevil of that first plane, but now it's currently Zariel. So he's kind of like the how do you say deposed archdevil?
I was say protege, but that was
I think that's coming up. It would be X.
Yeah, the last one in layman's term, the last one.
Gotcha.
so with Zariel and Double Bell, they're kind of both in the same like field of like battlefield control and expert in that type of experts in that type of field.
Yeah, I mean they're both trying to take control of that first level of hell. So what Lynx is saying is she's trying to create this machine with all these missing components to counteract Bell. And she's looking for the group to accept the proposition and this opportunity with certain monetary rewards as well as guides to get there. But her her thinking is that all of these components are scattered throughout the wind, but her thinking is she has this construct that goes back in time, and she's trying to get willing participants to go back in time to go to a certain place to get those components before they went missing, so that she can build her own machine.
She's trying to
Up here. What was this? So wait. Are you saying that there's multiple timelines?
Yep.
There's a timeline where the pieces weren't missing?
Yep.
But sending us there would be the reason they go missing. My head hurts.
Yeah, she's trying to get a group formed because she's gonna continue on. She's gonna like, you know, I've formed several parties in the past to find parts, and they never came back. So my thinking is, if I get somebody to go back further in the past, where I know that they are, looking through lore,
trying to pull an
and
in-game
tomes,
Mm-hmm.
from all these factual writings, I know that these things were present at a certain time in a certain place. I just need people to go there. All those parties that I sent out closer to the more recent present never came back.
Wolford says, how are we supposed to get back once we have the pieces?
Have you ever seen that movie Coming to America?
No, I have not.
That old Jewish guy? Aha! Aha!
Funny, that's not
Yeah,
the scene I was
basically, he's
thinking
treating the
about.
trope from out of the mind of babes. Just basically someone who's really simple. It's like, wait a minute, how are we supposed to get back once we go there?
So at that point, she is going to present her mechanical guide, who is going to pop out. And let me present. You're going to see this thing. Come out. She is going to present this thing, which is her mechanical construct. And it, may I present to you Eludacia, and I will put that on her token. And she is going to continue to talk and say, I have constructed her with one of these components that I've had in the past. And she is able to go back in time through teleportation.
Let's all do the time warp again.
So she is this mechanical skeletal thing, orb-like thing with wings. She is able to teleport. And she has the ability to teleport and reverse and fast forward time. She has 6 charges a day. And
I like my note spelling better.
Every sunset, she has a recharge of 1d4 dice.
Theo's gonna play. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's going to continue. Depending on the component that you find, there are 2 options. But the first one, I have concrete plans and destination and time frames for exact teleportation to the Tomb of Horrors. Tomb of Horrors.
Of horrors?
Yep. So her thought is to go to through her studies and readings, and she is going to. Her thought pattern is she knows that more components are there, and she's thinking that during the Tomb of Horrors construction, that the group is able to get said components and bring them back. And she is willing to negotiate a price. She's going to tell you that starting price for each component is 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh, Brett. I have to say, as a player, I've never gotten to play in that campaign, but I've always wanted to. Thank you a lot.
Which one?
The Tomb of Horrors.
Okay.
I've never been able to. I've wanted to play that for so long, but I couldn't find anybody to run it. This is awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome, but you have no idea to know that.
No, this was me, not Wolfric.
I know. I know.
She said 2 options, right? That was one.
Yep. So the other one, she's going to kind of like go further into it. Like she knows of another one, but she doesn't know the exact specifics. And she's going to start going into another person, Sir Ursus. And let me type that in so you got that. And the other one that she quickly mentions it, and it's the it is the Temple of Moloch. But you kind of getting that feeling that she doesn't know too much about it, but she is going to tell you that Sir Ursus knows more about it, but he's kind of her rival at the moment. Temple of Moloch.
Concrete plan sounds enticing.
And she's going to kind of look at what would you say is a good nickname for Ellie Ducia?
Ellie?
Floaty thingy.
Ellie Ducia?
I don't know what's the because of my job, I'm thinking English, Spanish, English, Spanish, English, Spanish. And so looking at that, how would you say it's pronounced? Could be Ellie Ducia, could be Eli Ducia.
I'm seeing Ellie.
I'm going to check the chat. It is not there.
No, it's on the owlbear,
On the token.
on the token itself.
I'd say I pronounce it Ellie.
I would love to have that thing as a pet.
Ella Ducia.
That thing's cute as hell.
I know.
So what does it look like? Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah,
It's on Owlbear.
It's like a little ball with wings that has an eyeball.
Yeah, it looks like a golden snitch with a little toothpick sword.
That's what he said too. It's like a snitch.
Mm-hmm.
Ella Dusha.
Boy.
What's this other? So there's the Tomb of Horrors, and what was the other one again?
Temple of Moloch.
Isn't that an Eberron deity?
No idea.
No, actually, it's in real Greek mythology. I'm pretty sure Moloch is like a type of devil or something, Greek or Roman mythology, something like that. I think it's Greek though. I'll have to double check. But if my
I like all three of these things.
Serves me. Theo actually has a couple of questions.
Yeah, this is a free for all. I mean, everybody's having wine. Free,
All right.
free speech.
I'm trying to do this, but the camera's weird. Here we go. Okay, Wolfric says, I got a question. But you have to promise not to get mad. He's talking to the tiefling. I forgot her name. I'm sorry.
Links. It's on the token.
Lynx. I have a question, but you have to promise not to get mad.
Sure.
How do we know you're not going to stab us in the back?
Nothing is for sure in this life or any life.
Oddly vague.
I respect it.
And then he just tips some more wine and he lets the rest of the party. It's like, this is clearly for people who have a heart, who are a lot smarter than me. So he'll just go with the party at this point.
I mean, she's gonna kind of look at Val and be like, "Is he with you?"
She's gonna drink her wine.
And Ellie's gonna kind of like move over a little bit and kind of like, I mean, this thing's like a foot tall, and it's gonna kind of like just like a cat. She's gonna like nudge up the Val's leg.
I love her.
Yeah. Val loves animals, so Val is going to lean right down and start petting.
And with that one eye, just kind of look at Val, just like the slowest blink.
I
We're gonna steal this thing. It's
know.
Theo, you wanted to ask some questions? I'll keep
Yes.
petting.
Okay,
Ow.
perfect. He was just gonna like kind of take a step up and just be like, look, you want this thing and we just want to go home. I know you said you'd pay us, but what I really want is, and I think maybe I could speak for the whole group, is a fail-safe, because if that thing gets destroyed or broken, we're stuck wherever we're at. So we need a plan B to come with us. If you want this to succeed, we need a plan B. Secondly, we want to go home. So after all this is done, we keep that thing on top of whatever you're paying us.
She's gonna kind of look at you like, and give you like, don't tell Ellie, but I made him. I can make another one.
Got
But
it.
I mean, as far as going home, I mean, she's gonna be like, this is a job opportunity. I mean, I'm just here to, collect things. I can do what I can. I can't guarantee you to go home.
I mean,
Go over the horn without a risk.
I'm not saying that you got to guarantee it. I'm just saying we have to guarantee for our sake, like we've been through some crazy stuff so far, and we have our own goals as well. We're willing to help you out. So as long as you're willing to help us out, it'll be a mutual benefit for both of us.
So, I mean, she's going to guarantee that, hey, Ellie's got 6 charges right now. She gets 1d4 every day at sunrise. It's up to the party how you use those charges. There are certain locations where you can use it. But Lynx is saying, I'm not sure how it works quite yet because I'm going through all these tombs and or tomes and writings, and I know in certain places in the construction of this temple that certain things can or can't take place. So
Okay, fair enough.
It's up to the group to control the charges of time and manipulation.
Fair enough.
Did she say if Elle could take all of us in each trip, or they had to break us up into certain groups?
Everything within a certain close vicinity is going to travel with Ellie.
Cool.
We'll just say a 20-foot radius, just to be fair, fit everybody in.
As I'm like petting Elle, does it look well made? or is it like, are there like springs popping out? Is it like duct taped? Like,
What is the workmanship of this?
yeah, like, are we talking like A student, or are we talking like C or D level student here? Who may, what's the project look like here?
I mean, look down at this thing. This is like the most pristine clock looking alive figure that you've ever seen. You've got this one spherical being that just gave you the slowest blink and just like looked at you like, Mama.
Oh no.
Not ready for that yet.
Kids.
And I mean, Lynx is she's gonna say, look, I've had one found button or component that I've come across in the past, and it's inside of Ellie right now. That's what's powering her.
Okay.
From the corner, she knows she's gonna kind of yell in Infernal. It's like, "Hey, Lynx, you got any more wine?" Oh, man.
Do you say that in common or infernal?
Infernal.
So she's gonna yell in infernal, more wine. And they're gonna start bringing out more wine. You and Kithrick kind of hear that as well. I mean, she will tell you. I mean, she's got a certain amount of course, hit points, but just once this thing gets down to 0, it's no more. That's the only thing she can tell you.
Okay.
And we protect it.
So if this thing breaks, does it get health back every single day, or does it have a fixed health bar?
It can be healed.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I was worried about. If we can heal it, that's one thing.
Yeah. She will give you that. It can be healed or mended with certain spells.
So if I were to aim my slingshot at it right now,
No, better not.
Do that. So help me, I will take that away from you, Shino. I will take that away from you, and you will not be getting it back.
it's got one eye. It's creepy. Just put it out there. Would it destroy
That doesn't mean
it?
you get to break it. It's not. Look, it's a living, feeling, breathing. It's a living, feeling, sentient being. You can't go around murdering it just because you're bored.
It's ugly. I don't like it.
Dang.
Shino, we have to curb this destructive tendency of yours. You're going to get us in jail or worse.
I will say, as a GM, if you did that, you might end up a painting on the wall.
So did she say that she said there's a, like, one of those little stone things, like what we found, like the 2 that we found that we definitely broke. That's what's piloting this thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, all the components are kind of gem-like looking, but different shapes and colors. But one of those is inside Ellie. It's kind of like
Okay.
a power source.
Okay, so I mean, we got spare power sources. Just saying. I mean, no, we don't. We're broken.
That's an internal monologue. You didn't say that.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
throwing it in my head.
Yeah, we don't have any buttons.
Cool.
So does anybody have any more questions or want to do anything, or
Did we ever answer how this machine is activated?
Ooh, that's a good question.
that was not asked?
Well, Salkeen will ask it then.
Okay. So and she's gonna look, let's see, how far are you? And she's just gonna kind of like give you kind of like a quick look and size up and see how, kind of like, you're new here, I haven't seen you. Did you have an invitation?
Yes. I found it in the woods.
May I see it?
Yeah, here.
And do you hand it to her?
Yes, I do. I hand the letter to Link. or
And
whoever was asking for it.
she's just gonna like, oh my, what's all this blood on it?
Oh no.
I am not sure I found it like that.
This looks very old. Where did you find it?
I was wandering the woods and happened to cross it underneath a tree.
Are you at this
Alright.
party?
No, I am on my own.
Yeah, he's definitely new here.
Wolver just gets really excited. You're a Dragonborn. Did you go to the same temple I did? And I'm gonna call it the Temple Lei Long. So let me know if you get that reference. Says that were you one of the guys who would help us train at the Temple of Lei Long where I grew up? You look like one of them.
I have never been to Lego.
Well, remind me.
Oh.
You did hand me the letters for me to read, right? Last time.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid. Killian's gonna walk out and go, yeah, he's with me.
Thank you for not patting him on the head and saying good boy.
And I will hand the letter that Val handed to me to the lady.
Okay. Fair enough.
Also, I look like Piper, so
Yeah.
still doing that. So.
Saul King, could you rephrase your question one more time?
Rephrase my question.
Yeah, or just say it again.
Thanks. I would like to know how this device is activated. I do not believe that question was asked.
Okay. So if the offer is accepted, the exact time frame that she has calculated through all her readings and analysis, it's already going to be programmed into Ellie, and you guys are just going to shoot straight to the area of the construction, just like bam. And she is offering at least 2,000 gold pieces per item found. Price is negotiable depending if it's a higher value. And when she's trying to explain the charges, it is available that one charge at any time with Ellie can bring whoever is around her back to this manor like that.
Okay.
And does anybody else want to ask her anything at the moment?
Does L speak, or is it just a contract that is there for transportation, basically?
That is a good question. Let me look that up for you real quick. Did anybody else have any other question for Lynx?
I don't think like Killian's gonna ask this out loud, but they are definitely worried about this thing spying on us. So
Ellie?
like Link's using this to spy on us, and when we're doing stuff, that's like Killian's main concern right now.
Al's baby?
Yeah,
I thought
Yeah,
Wolfric
Wolfric
and
did-
Chino is wow, baby.
wait, say
We're
what?
not.
What did you say?
Yeah, Brett said like whilst maybe being the thing with the one eye. So I just, in that like Chino and Wolfric, since they're the kid of this group. That's about it.
All right.
She
All right.
did she ever tell us about any money down? Is she giving us any money up
I
front?
think last session she did give us a bunch of money.
I mean,
I
she
think.
gave you 50 gold just like when you were outside, but if you're trying to negotiate a upfront payment, I mean, we can do that now. I mean, she's trying to see if you are willing to take this adventure. If you want to negotiate a down payment, then if you want to break up into a group, that's fine. You can go huddle up and talk amongst yourselves for a minute or two.
Yeah, I think we should discuss it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can we just move across the room over here?
Yeah.
And,
We'll huddle over there.
huddle.
As Val takes off, Ellie's gonna kind of like and just kind of like
Thing's
go
already
down on
attached to you.
go down
Oh,
on
no.
one knee, and you're gonna see like this one tear hit the carpet,
Oh no.
and she's just gonna turn around with her head down and just go back.
Killian's gonna pat like the Dragonborn on the back and like usher them with all of us.
So yeah, feel free to talk amongst yourselves for a couple of minutes, and then
I will.
if you got to go, Val, just let me know. I don't want to keep you.
I got maybe 40 minutes or so.
Can't hear you.
I have maybe 40 minutes or so left.
All right.
All right. I have an important question, Brett. Do we level up at the end of this?
Got to see if you survive. I mean, what?
I meant at the end of this meeting, do we level up?
I don't
I guess we'll find out.
Right over here.
Killian's gonna advise everybody to like turn their back to like the whole like group, so nobody can read the lips. And Killian's just gonna stand on the walls near the wall, so like he can actually read other people's lips.
Nice.
So, give me your intelligence check, Kithrix, on that question that you just had.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
In the chat, that's what this thing speaks.
Modern. Sort of like constructional, probably.
It speaks machine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me 10 minutes. I can talk to it.
Nice.
So, a little bit more. It can't be compelled to act in a manner contrary to its nature or its instructions. But as far as you can tell and make out with your experiences, it's lawful neutral.
Okay.
And while y'all discuss, let's take a quick 3.
I just realized I forgot to tell you guys, but this probably is gonna be my last session because schoolwork is getting my ass. So
We're gonna miss you.
yeah, but like today was one, so like I just want to throw it out there because I don't want to like say it in chat and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna miss you.
thank you.
Oh, but like yeah, Lexi, good luck on your like interview tomorrow.
Thank
Oh, I have an idea.
you.
Raven feathers encircle you when you have to leave, and you're taking the
I
Piper, and then you're
think-
both taking to where you were before all this happened.
I think Killian's right now is not gonna be up for like the adventure, and he's gonna ask you all to like take him back to like back in time to where like we were it's gonna be back in time or like forward in time because we kind of go back a bit. And he doesn't want to be in the same timeline. It's like the timeline Piper's going chase squirrels.
Time is like a river. You can move back and forth through it as long as you have the means to do so.
We are going
Yeah.
to miss you, but before you sign off, tell us what you want us to do with your character and if you're coming back, if so when. or
I
if you
don't think
can't.
I'm coming back because after this it's gonna be like university
Yeah.
and like entrance test. So
Okay.
but I think like you could guys should just leave Killian's like at the same timeline. And there's a bunch of stuff Killian's gonna give out to you all because like there's like trinket he kept like with the other people names on it.
Oh.
Wait a minute, can Wolfric have your mask?
No. It's the only thing you can't have.
It's really cool. He would totally like that.
I love
I
it.
will give you the cultist mask, but not that. Not my own mask.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
don't go tonight without proper goodbyes.
Okay.
Just give us a quick 2 minutes if you gotta use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll finish up before. Lexi
Sorry,
gotta
sorry,
go get
sorry.
her-
I kind of interrupt you guys. I
I know.
No, that's totally fine.
Damn you,
just want to throw
Pompo.
it out there. I don't
Damn you,
want to forget.
Oh.
Yeah, after the game pump, I'll be posting a farewell song for you when the chat forms. Be sure to
No.
check it for you leave
Yeah,
before
no.
Facebook. No, it's not bad. It's actually Time of Your Life by Green Day.
Oh.
Hey, Crystal, you can pick locks, right? Shino can pick locks, right?
Don't think so.
Oh, we're gonna have to figure out who's gonna do that now. I vote for Kithrix.
I can hide pretty good and talk into anybody's pants, but picking
I
locks
think
my forte.
Salkeen is only he's more of a heavy hitter.
Yeah, who has the highest sleight of hand after Killian?
I
I've only
have
got
to
a
look at
plus
what
2.
that is. I have a +4 to it.
Jesus. Yeah, well, yeah, your character's super dexterous, so that makes sense actually.
I have a +5 to stealth.
I've got a +7 to stealth.
Dang. Well,
Let
I
me
think
check
lock,
again.
I think lockpicking is sleight of hand or dex.
I have a +7 to stealth and a +4 to sleight of hand.
I think I got bit.
By a bug?
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get much out of me except some heavy hitting. And maybe some smith work.
I've got a +10 to persuasion, so you guys need me.
Jesus.
Talk my way out of
We'll
most.
figure it out.
I've got a proficiency in smith's tools, so I don't know if that'll do us any good for locks.
Lexi, did you have cheat sheets for tomorrow? Index cards?
Yeah, I do. I have like, so like when I was in college, like when they like, you had to, before you graduate, you had to take this like prepare for work class or whatever.
Right.
And I had a teacher tell me that when you job interview, you want to build your hat rack or your coat rack. So like you find like 5 or 6 things that you want to hang your hat on as examples that then you can use, you know, everywhere. So I drew my little picture and I drew my little hat rack. So I wrote down all my stuff. So then it's like, I can kind of tailor all these situations to fit the questions. So it's a very bad drawing of a hat rack, I will tell you. Marie would not be proud of my drawing, but
No.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Yeah, I want to see.
oh no.
And if you're drawing, I'm just already so proud because so many people are so like afraid of drawing and art anyway. They're like, I'm gonna be terrible, and I'm like, if you're doing it, you're not terrible because you're doing it.
I mean, what do you do in class if you're not paying attention? You doodle and see where it goes.
I do doodle too.
I do doodle.
Or
Let me see.
I mean, I doodle too. So if that
There you go.
doesn't tell you anything,
That's literally what I've been doing too because I've been concentrating. I've been writing notes and then just drawing like little
Like-
mountains and little.
I doodle a lot.
Yeah.
Most of them are just, inconceptual.
I'm trying to learn 2 new languages.
But this is
They
my
kind of
art portfolio.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So I missed your tree, Val. Show me your tree.
Oh, it's
Oh,
not good. This is just this is the first one I grabbed, so this is my first pass at it. So that was my. See the little, you have little notches on the side, and then.
Oh yeah, that's super neat though. Like,
Yeah, they like branch out from there. So.
cool.
Exactly what my program is.
Colored juice. Mickey.
This is what I do when I'm not doodling.
What
Nice.
is it?
Yeah, I'm going to be redoing
Nice,
this one.
Mickey
Is
Mouse
that
and
Kingdom
Kingdom
This
Hearts?
is what I've been working on for
Yeah.
a while now.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, see, everybody's doodling and keeping their mind busy, and
Gotta
mhm.
So what?
train.
Yeah, half my family draws, the other half colors, so I picked up a few things.
He likes Donald. Donald the Duck.
keep that
got
mind
Donald the
going.
Duck.
And
Oh, that's awesome. That's so much better than what I can do. I love that.
nice. So, Pompo, I mean, in your studies, if things change,
Here's another good one. It's unfinished, but
awesome.
Marvin the Martian.
That's cool.
I can't remember that guy's name.
But I mean,
Oh, it's Henry Hawk.
you have our contacts, Pompo. If you want to come back at a certain time, or if your schedule allows it, just hit us up. I'll leave it up to you if you want to stay on the messenger chat, or you can just
Okay.
hit us up on Facebook. You know, if
Let's see
your
if my
schedule
wizard
allows
will-
it, we'd love to have you back whenever. Because I
Thank
mean,
you.
you've been an awesome player, character, friend, a lot of laughs. Just like
Thank you.
just like your brother.
Mhm.
And just let us know. I mean, you've got our contacts. If you don't have us as a friend on Facebook and you want to, do it before you sign off tonight. That way we can keep in touch with you. And your
I'm gonna be really honest with you. I'm really nervous about like adding you all on my Facebook because I share some weird stuff on there, just like random stuff.
I already
And I
tried
was
to
like, oh no,
the
I can't let
combo,
anybody
so
see
just
this
be
mess.
aware.
describe weird stuff.
Not like like internet weird. It's just like some stupid memes about raccoons or something.
All right, I put it-
And then,
About
I-
raccoons.
I'm part of a
I sent you a
possum
farewell
fan
song in
group.
the chat on Facebook.
Oh, thank
That's-
you.
That is, I mean, I'm from the South. I live with raccoons. I mean, come on.
Also, I post my art sometime, but it's all in Thai because like
Hey,
Right,
it's
well-
fine. I mean,
you just gotta see like me writing Thais and you're not gonna like know what it meant.
that's the good thing about these groups, especially online. You get to a certain level, so many weeks, months, you start to learn about the person. Then it kind of merges into a friendship, and you start learning about their families and their friends, and just that simple like, hey, I like your life. It's kind of like a confidence boost, and hey, I'm your friend
This sounds
online
actually
and
lighting
in
my
real
head.
life. Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, Pastoral cat is really cute.
Aww.
We gotta put Pompo in the friendship circle.
Yeah.
But Pombo, it's
I mean-
completely up to you. If you want, like, obviously we're not going to make you add us. Like, you know, that's completely up to you.
If- hey.
I wouldn't be insulted if you feel
Yeah,
uncomfortable
I
with
will
that.
blackmail you into adding
Yeah.
me.
That would be horrible. If you blackmail me, I will cry.
I will blackmail you.
Don't do that.
If you want
I'm sad.
Pompo, if you want, send us a friend request. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
My cat ran
Thank
away.
you. Wait.
What?
Just now?
This is
No.
getting sadder and sadder.
They've been gone for a couple days.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You want this one?
We had a random kitty in our tent in McAllen, Texas 2 nights ago. It's like some agent came in, anybody want a cat? And it was a kitten. It's like, no. But
I mean, I guess it's balanced out by the fact that one of my siblings' cats just had a whole litter, so
there you go. I mean,
I might just take one of those.
hey, one door closes, another one opens. You just have
Yeah.
to.
Exactly.
It was, I technically rescued him from his last owner because she just wanted to let him go, and I wasn't gonna do that, so I just took him with me when I moved here.
Right. Was it an inside or outside cat?
He was kind of both. He hung out outside a lot, but he just disappeared and stopped seeing him.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the downfall of having both. You never know. I mean, those primal instincts kick in and probably chased a bird and got disoriented. It might come back. I mean,
May or may not. Who knows? Or he's getting food from somebody else.
yeah, might be getting some free hot dogs from down the street. Who knows?
Cats do love hot dogs.
I don't want to assume the worst, but he could have also been picked up by something because there are pretty big birds out here. So
They're scary, man.
We've got some big hawks in Louisiana, and I've got a couple of small dogs, and we have to watch. I mean, these like a 3-foot wingspan, and if you got small terriers outside just playing around, they look like rabbits, But
crows here are humongous. Like their bodies alone are probably about that wide.
Damn.
Then you add their wings, and they're like 3 times the size.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely
it's
not the size of the crows in
scary.
Kansas.
I had never seen any other bird other than a pigeon that never flies before I came out.
We got a lot of like fat pigeon around here, and like
Fat
I'm
pigeon?
surprised, and it's really round. Like I'm surprised that thing even like flies. It's kind of cute, but like it's really round, and I'm like concerned about their health.
Oh.
And it's just
So-
like
The
four
chubby
of them.
chub.
On a diet program.
So, are you going to the same university as your brother?
Oh no, he's like on the top university of like the country. I ain't gonna get there. It's just stress and stress. I'm just gotta like settle for like somewhere in the middle.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, friend us if you want to. If not, no big deal. But you're
Thank
welcome
you.
to come back to our group whenever you wish to. We'll find a way to get you in. And let us know before you sign off tonight what you want to do with your character. Would Pompo like want to leave this place instead of taking this offer and trying to go back and find Piper in the woods? Or
Probably.
would Pompo take this trip to go with the group?
In which case,
I
you
mean,
become an NPC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like, do you guys have like anybody to pick your locks or something?
Yeah, currently we don't think any of us can do that.
There's nothing wrong with trying and failing. That's what this game is all about.
Yeah.
So if we don't have
Exactly.
something, we don't
Yeah,
need to be completely all
Yeah, so-
overpowered. So
To
failure
be
is an
honest, it'll
option.
be fun and
Just try to break
it'll
it
be kind
down.
of funny. So like, you guys need to update on me, like other people trying to like lockpick.
No, because I'm just saying, like, if you would say, hey, my character would actually go back and try and find my brother.
As a last resort, I could always try and bash the lock open.
Because
You and
he's
Wolfric
probably
could, like,
still
be
chasing that damn
practical.
squirrel, and you know,
Yeah, but to
At
be honest, in
least-
character, Kieran would probably do that.
at least we would know, you know, you two are in that woods. That way, if either one of you wanted to
Mhm.
come back, the party knows where you guys are. If you didn't move
Mhm.
on, if they wanted to come
Okay.
back. So just think about that before you sign off tonight, and just let us
Okay.
know. We'll go with either way. So what is the group deciding or talking about?
Well,
There's-
Gillian, there's one less good thing in the forums. I'll send it to you.
Sorry.
Before you leave, Wolfric reaches into his bag and
No,
he gives you
Kieran
one of
doesn't
the
say
emblems
anything
from the
yet.
temple.
Stop.
Wait,
I'm just,
Killian's not. Yeah, Killian didn't say anything yet. I don't think.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, I just let you guys know as Pompos is like, hey,
This is
I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's
leave.
player, not character.
Yeah. So we are talking about like this whole mission, right? Our backs like turned to the group, that group.
I mean, as a player and a character, I want to check out this Tomb of Horrors personally.
Same.
Same.
I've always wanted to play in that, but I can never find somebody willing to run it.
Well, and that one seems like the sure bet, right? Like she said, I know where we're going.
Mhm.
The other one she was a little unsure of, and I don't trust her a whole lot. So her knowing where we're going
Like
is
I
probably
said-
safer.
Like I said earlier, concrete plans are definitely
There were more what?
more reliable. They could still go haywire, but at least information is known.
Yeah.
You go over there, ask for a down payment off. Let's go with half. If we go there,
Yeah.
maybe we'll find Sir, not Archimedes, or
Ursus?
Ursus. Yeah, maybe he's got a better offer, and we can double cross him. Who cares? I mean, who knows?
Well, let's talk about that because he is in the present.
Oh, he's in the present.
Oh, that's a good point.
So let's explore that for a minute or two.
Yeah,
Val-
Killian's gonna.
Lexi, do you have to go?
suggest-
I'm good. A little bit longer.
So that is a big decision.
So
She brought
what
up
if
another person who has another location, but is in this time.
what if what we did was we go back where we know the parts are, and then we go forward and see if this other guy has a better offer on it than she does.
What is?
Well, I'm guessing everybody's good on doing this then. We're like completely set on doing this.
Yeah.
For her. Before we get into anything else, we're doing this for her. Like we're doing this and we're getting into this deal. And everybody's okay with that.
Killian's just gonna look at Theo and go like, I'm not sure about this. But I'm not gonna hold you guys back, but
So
I feel like I need to talk to you guys in private, but I don't think this is a place to talk about this. So let's just accept her deal. If everybody's beside me, it's okay with that.
Okay. All right.
does Val remember what happened when right before that Quickling showed up and dropped a letter?
Yeah, the sounds in the bushes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't tell anybody about because I wanted to go see what this was.
Yeah.
Because you want to go to the party.
The party / job opportunity that's not a party.
To be fair, I just read that invitation wrong.
It's all right.
Yeah, no, I remember it.
Okay. So do y'all want to go around the room and vote or
yeah, I mean, well, what if we go to the Tomb of Horrors first? Wouldn't we still be able to go back into this timeline anyway and visit, or like what we? Okay, my question is, if we go and get something and change something in the past or future, is it going to change this timeline? Will people still be here? Like,
Well, I think something like these parts, if they went missing, I feel like it's not consequential to this current time.
So if your action changed something in the past which would affect the future, would you even notice that it changed because you made a change in the past?
Well, there's two types of theories for that. There's multiverse theory and linear time theory. At least I think I said the second one right. One is for a decision you do and don't make. An alternate timeline is created, technically creating a whole different universe of possibility. So you went left, and then there was one where you went right. Already there's two universes, and then the branches out from there.
So it's
Linear is like you change and you're not aware it's changed.
So you do know that as far as she made the offer that Ellie can bring you back in time in the past and then bring you back forward to the future. She did mention that.
Forward into the past, backwards into the future.
I feel like with the way, you know, the items being lost in this current timeline, whether they are important to this timeline's flow could be relative or not even important at all. With them being lost now, could they really ever affect if they were gone then, if they went missing?
I mean, yeah, are you really changing the timeline, or is this how it was supposed to happen anyway? So if we go back and
for all
take
we
them,
know, they're missing now because we took them.
True.
So you can go into the semantics of time, travel, this back and forth, or you can
While this is happening, can look at the servants and links. What are they doing right now?
at the who?
Links and the servants.
They are just kind of like waiting on their end. I mean, they're not huddling together. They're just kind of like letting y'all have y'all conversation. They're not
Is
huddling
Link
together.
looking at us right now, or is she like doing something else?
I mean, not like staring, but just kind of waiting patiently.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn and like look at her in her direction.
Like
It's like-
intimidation type?
No, poker face. Just look at.
Give me your performance check.
Oh shit! I actually got a good performance.
Really channeling Piper. Right
No,
now.
I have a +6 to it, but I rolled a 3, so that's not.
Nine.
Yeah, it's not good. I actually got a +6 to it. I'm so angry right now. I got +6 to it, and I rolled a 3.
She doesn't really have a performance check, so I'm just gonna throw off her charisma to balance it. So you just gonna like kind of like you putting out your feelers to feel her out, and then you get like that chill, like, ugh. Like, yeah.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, you can finish your thought. I'll wait till you're done.
I'm done.
I was gonna say, I have a feel. Do we get this feeling that it is a take this deal or nothing? I mean, we can't like. Well, we'll come back in a couple weeks after we've searched for Sir Ursus and then come back. Is that kind of how it is? It's like this is the deal that you're given. Take it or leave it.
Do you want to ask that?
Mm, yeah, but I mean, I can probably wait until we like go back kind of with an answer. I would guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll vote for I'm for either one, honestly, at this point. I'll take either one. I think Theo's motives would be like, as long as we can get back home or do as much good as possible. Like maybe we could change something for the better for whatever world, whatever timeline. So she's in for whatever one. So
Yeah, I second that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Mhm.
I'll support that.
So we're going to deliberately change history?
who knows? But if we can do some good along the way, why not?
All right.
Killian's gonna whisper, I don't trust that bitch.
Hey, wait a minute. Here's some food for thought. You know those rustling in the bushes? What if that was our other selves trying to tell us not to take the deal?
You don't know about the bushes.
Well, then my other
I'm just
self should have
saying,
known better
for
to
those
tell me.
for those who didn't know, it's like,
because-
what if that was our other selves trying to stop us and they didn't get there in time?
I
my
mean, I
other
guess
self
we'll-
should have known better.
I guess we'll find out, honestly.
Yeah.
Perhaps the rustling in the bush was just me.
True.
Yeah.
So Lynx is gonna kind of like say, she's gonna not necessarily hear what you're saying, but if you wish to come back tomorrow, I mean, the offer is there. Ellie's gonna kind of like run a little bit and kind of like reach her hand out, kind of grabbing for Val.
Killian's gonna step in front of Wow and stare at this little thing.
Well, Salkeen is just itching for adventure. He goes with the adventure.
And I mean, Lynx is gonna say, if you need more time to think about it, please. But
Should we leave then?
time is of the essence.
So basically, do we
That
want
would
to
go.
sleep on it or do we want to make a decision now?
Killian's gonna be itching to leave right now. He's going like, are we leaving?
I think we
Um,
go now.
Poke the little thing with the one eyeball. She just wants to poke in the eye right now. That's all she's thinking about.
Yeah, now it's Wolford trying to stop people from poking things, which was his thing. Don't take his thing.
All
His
right,
thing was poking everything, even if it wasn't a good idea.
let's go around the room. Marie, what do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. And I don't care which one we do. I'm ready.
Chris.
Yeah, I say we do it, and we'll feel it out on the way.
All right, Matt.
Pretty much how I do it in real life.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to go back. Where are we going to the Tomb of Horrors? And then before we actually go, I'd ask if she has anything else to help us in our journey or our adventure besides Elle. Any other weapons, any potions, any money. I mean, I know she said she's going to pay us when we return, but something as like a down payment type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Val.
Yeah. Yep. I'm thinking we're good to go. I'm leaning towards the Tomb of Horrors just to check it out first. But I definitely don't want to leave here without some part of that money or any other help she may have, for sure.
All right, and Saul Keen, who is not officially in the party yet. What's your thought?
Well, Salkeen will go. He's thinking the tomb will be lucrative.
I can't hear you. Sorry.
I said Salkeen is willing to go.
Okay.
Pumpo.
Killian's not gonna have any opinion on this, and they will let the group decide. So, yeah.
All right. Crystal?
She knows she's not caring. She's just like, I'm here for the ride.
Snacks?
I know.
Snacks and big girls.
Look for more titties, I guess, along the way.
All right.
Really old titties.
Old titties.
Old biddies are the best ones.
No. No.
Hey, every titty is a good titty, okay?
Hell yeah.
Love it.
All right. Wolfric.
Well, Wolfric likes Tomb of Horrors. Sounds like a good place to do some serious training. I'm all in.
All right. All right. So we are going to freeze it right there,
All right.
and we will wait for next week to see what happens next.
All right. Oh, and Keelan, when Keelan leaves, Wolfric stops and he pulls out 2 amulets from his temple, and they're in the Facebook chat. There's those golden dragon things in the black background. He says this will give you audience with the head muck if you ever need assistance.
Okay.
These amulets are incredibly precious, and anybody who has one basically has been given approval by an initiate to meet with the elder.
I think like I got a bunch of stuff I need to like hand out to everybody. But Killen's definitely just gonna go ask like everybody to like drop him off like the same timeline that Piper left. And I think I didn't give Oscar the boots yet, the metal boots.
They were boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Red.
From Red.
from Red.
Well,
Just so like just go along with the story. Just like Keelan's gonna sit everybody down at night before we camp and like give out everybody's like stuff. Some people is like less significant than others, but like he's gonna give shit out anyway. So for Oscar, it's gonna be a boot, like metal boots, because that thing looked really cool. And Theo, he's gonna give like a whole bag of silverware, and he's gonna go like, it's silly, but you can use your light cantrip on on some of these and drop it off.
That's a great idea,
You didn't-
actually. Thank you.
And I will hand her that. And for Wolfric, he's gonna definitely tell everybody about like the cult mask he find and some like teeth stuff, a full bag of teeth, and which he's gonna give it to Kitrix, a full bag of teeth, and the mask, cult mask, he's gonna give it to Wolfric, and
All right.
yeah, and the money he just go like, I don't care about that. So just give it to whoever. And I think I still have the dragon thing, the friend of the dragon thing that I kept. I don't know. Yeah. So he's gonna walk up to like the new dragonborn, and he's gonna like, this seems like it belonged to your people, not mine. And he's gonna give it to that guy. And he doesn't know what this guy deal is, but he's definitely gonna ask how the fuck he get the letter, because that seemed like a weird ass thing to do. The blood on it.
So was it like kind of like a statue, or what was it exactly for the
I think it was like, I'm not sure. I need to like go look at notes for it because I didn't put it in
No,
my
it was-
inventory.
I know it was friend
But
of
it
the
was like
Dragon, but
look like a dragon thing. I think I
I
still
feel
got
like it
like
was like a
fucking
bust or something.
yeah. I still
Right,
got
like
like
a
the
bust.
dust from like the daggers and shit.
Mhm,
Still got that. Also, I'm gonna give up the 2 books I yoink from the library, probably to Kitrix,
Okay.
because that dude seemed obsessed with books. I will pull Wolfric aside and go, I probably need your help to pull this off, but when Kitrix, go to sleep tonight, I have a bunch of flowers. So I'm gonna. Do you ever been to a funeral? Like, and he's gonna describe like that kind of scene in Snow White where like she's lying down like bed of flowers. He's gonna definitely try to do that, like stuff it so like the stink doesn't go into the dome so much.
Yeah,
But he's
Wolfric
gonna
is
try to be
all over
sneaky
this.
about it.
He's just like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, it's just like if that guy lay down, everybody's gonna wake up and he's gonna like lay in the bed of like flowers around.
Stinky ass motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's about it, I think.
That is awesome.
And those two amulets, Pompo, will actually give Killian and Piper an audience with his elder at the temple.
Mhm.
They're
Does
incredibly rare, and they're
anybody,
only
like-
given to friends.
Does anybody like need my daggers and like crossbow?
Yeah,
Wolfric wouldn't mind the crossbow. He doesn't have any ranged weapons, but this is up to you.
I'll take the daggers if you don't want them. So
Yeah,
least one
sure.
of 'em.
I'll just give it away. Give it away because Killian's definitely gonna tell everybody that he's leaving, and you know.
All right. Where,
What do you
real
do,
quick,
bro?
what kind of crossbow is it, Pompo?
I think it was light crossbow.
Okay, I'll add that to my inventory. Thank you.
Mhm.
And he gives you a sneak hug, saying as a farewell. Let's see how you
He's
react.
gonna
One
tense
last
up
roll
and
off.
he's gonna tense up and look really like uncomfortable with like.
Yeah, I'm
hands were
going
like,
to go with. Oh, let me go to this.
yeah, I'll give you like my 2+2 daggers.
Okay.
No, the kid tricks, the kid tricks.
Oh, okay.
And
I have a plan for those later on anyway. So
yeah,
animate objects.
Yeah.
Nice.
So does Pompo do or say anything like before the exit while you're doing this?
he's not gonna say much. Killian's probably not like good with like words and all that. Not like Kronos would be like, you know, really like sad and wholesome. He's gonna break the news with the whole party probably like late at night and go like tomorrow probably try to send me off at the clock tower, since that's, you know, seemed like a good place to do that. Also,
All right,
he's
and when
gonna
you do
offer
that,
he's gonna offer
Excuse me.
that the group, if you want to like get rid of the buttons, you could take it with him to the future, but if you want to use it as charge for the little thing, that's fine too. So he's gonna offer that, but not much with that. He's just gonna be silent for a while. Also, before we reach the clock tower, he's gonna try to sneakily drink the potion of comprehension and enjoy the sound when he walked back. Just to, like listen to stuff. And probably try to like convince Rubik that he actually like not deaf this whole time, just to fuck with him.
Awesome.
On
That's
the
awesome.
on the way back, after Killian drinks the potion, I'm gonna like glance at Shino, and Theo's gonna pull out her lyre and start playing. Just like kind of quietly, nothing too crazy, just something a little melodic.
What's this?
So Killian can kind of hear the sounds of like the forest as well, and just kind of give it like a nice little soundtrack. And I'm just gonna like encourage Shino to accompany me.
What is this draconic item?
I think it was something that like when you show it to like other dragons, they just go, "Oh, your friend."
Mhm.
It's kind of like a gang thing, like you're in the club.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a,
That's kind of gonna let her
Kind of like
roll.
a free
like a
pass,
token.
like a free pass of dragons.
Yeah, just like show it to
So it's a-
dragons and they will mess with you.
Yeah,
Draconic token.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so nobody's gonna see this, but like Killian's have his mask on, so when the music actually play, he's gonna smile a bit. And while he's trying to convince Wolfric, it's like, "Oh man, your voice is so annoying, dude. You're so loud all the time. Like, it hurts
Yeah,
my
you're saying that
ears."
to him. He says, "Yeah, you say that now, but you'll miss me before long. I guarantee it."
Oh, so that's what that is. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that's about it for like what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Oh, when you do leave on the next session, he's going to do the arm class thing you see in movies when people bid farewell, where they grab each other at the forearms and shake once.
I think that's called the predator handshake, technical term.
No, no, it's like this, and then you just shake.
yeah.
You there's like potion of healing that I have, like greater and normal potion of healing. So I'm probably gonna give that away to, not sure to who, but like you guys can decide that.
Roll the dice.
Okay, pick your favorite numbers, you guys.
3.
7.
17.
9.
Just go. D&D Beyond is not helping me tonight. It's a 1. It's a 1. Nobody can do
Roll 1. Yes, that should be your last roll then.
Yes, a natural 1.
Oh no, everything's falling apart. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
rolled a
like
1.
All right, what's a 9?
It's gonna be like the party stuff then. It's like if somebody wants it, they can grab it.
Well,
All the while, Killian's really awkward. So like instead of like Chronos, like farewell, like kind of sad. Killian's is gonna be like, "Yep, I'm gonna go now."
Is it a health potion?
Yes, it's a health potion. So the greater
Keen
is
will
gonna
take
be a
it.
party pool, but like the normal health potion, I'll probably give it to the newbie.
Yeah. I give him. Well, you said you got 2 of them, a greater and a regular.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, but that's about it. Man, I suck at saying goodbye, like no paying that.
well, I'll let whoever wants to talk. I'll go last. Scott,
Sorry.
you want to?
I was actually condensing my papers. I